All right, welcome back, everybody. NFL Week 12. Let me check with the chat to make sure you guys can see the presentation because in the window that shows me what you're supposed to see, it's showing a lot of fuzz and it says an error occurred. Please try again later. Um, so let me check with the chat to make sure the live stream is coming through. Otherwise, we might have to reset this. And if that's the case, apologies. Let me type in the chat. Can you see broadcast? All right, we'll say, can you see live stream? Audio and video are good, says Dan. Kayla says she hears me. Kayla, can you see my screen? Can you guys see that it's giving me this an error occurred message? Because I've never seen this before. So, okay. I'm going to leave it to one of you guys to call me up. I'm going to go on with the presentation. And, okay. I don't know why it's showing this error thing. I just got to make sure you guys see the screen as I go through it. If anybody can hear me right now and it's not showing you the screen of the decode, please call in and let me know. Because, again, I've never seen this before, so I don't know what that's about. Okay. All right, so we know what happened Thursday Night Football. Controversial ending. Close game. Colts covered the spread. They were a 3.5-point underdog. What made this game? Hold on, we got to call real quick. Caller?
Say that. Yeah, everything looks good. Looks normal on my side.
Okay. All right, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, take care. Bye. Okay, well, that's good to know. And hopefully it's normal for everyone else. Okay, so what made it tough to decide who was going to win this game was that both quarterbacks could pick up the 12. And again, it's NFL Week 12. So we're definitely going to look at the week numbers. And remember the numbers that go with 12. 78 is the 12th triangular number. 37 is the 12th prime number. And this Sunday falls on the day leaving 37 days left in the year. So that 37-12 could be quite the combo. But in this case, Brissett had a chance at his 12th win, whereas Watson had two connections to 12, and he ended up being the winner. He had a chance at his 12th home win and to stay on 12 regular season losses. It was his 33rd game. He became 21-12 in the regular season. So that's what made things a little bit tricky. And then with the ongoing Thursday night football records for each week, where did I put that part at? Maybe it's up top. It was also a little bit tricky with the Thursday night football because Colts and Houston Texans both equal 66, but Indianapolis Colts also equal 75, and then the next games are on Thanksgiving. The first team will play will be the Lions. Lions is 66, but Thanksgiving 66 and 75. So that had been a good indicator, but this week it wasn't clear just because of the team name Gematria. And you know what? Something maybe I should have thought more about is 12 equals 75. Because home teams became 7-5 on Thursday Night Football to start Week 12. And perhaps that's something to consider for Sunday Night Football where the 49ers host the Packers. 12 equals 75. Let me just write this. Or I think I got it written up there. Or no, here, let me write it here. 78, 12th triangular number. 37, 12th prime number. Okay, so let's go on to the games that start Sunday. Again, it feels like it's the Matt Ryan redemption tour right now, so I'm imagining the Falcons are going to take this. They got momentum right now. Beat the Saints good in New Orleans. Wasted the Panthers in their building. Unless it's some curse of their own stadium, because now they're back at home to play the division rival Bucks. And this Sunday, the date numerology will be 74, 47, which is the 15th prime number, 20, and then the lesser date numerology is 54, and the day plus the month is 35. So Tampa Bay equals 47, Falcons equals 38. And whoever loses will be 3-8. Whoever wins will be 4-7. So you could make that argument either way. If the Falcons did not lose, they would stay on 24 losses versus the Bucks on the 24th of the month. So that's something to consider. If the Falcons won, they would get their 15th win at home on the 47 date numerology. That's the 15th prime, so a good day to get the 15th home win. This game's 74 days after Quinn's birthday. Again, 74 date numerology. With Matt Ryan, what stands out is if he wins, he gets his 62nd win. Buccaneers is 62. Tampa Bay Buccaneers is 62. Dan Quinn, if he does not lose, he will stay on 37 all-time losses. Buccaneers is 37. Winston, he could stay on 24 wins on the 24th of the month, but he does have a chance at his 25th win. And Falcons equals 25. Remember, they're the team that had the 25-point comeback against them by the Patriots in Super Bowl 51, which was on 2/5. So Winston has an argument for his 25th win, and if he didn't lose, he would stay on 40 losses. Atlanta Falcons is 40. So his record would be quite appropriate with a win. Winston, he'd be 25-40. Falcons 25, Atlanta Falcons 40. And Winston right now is 3-4 at the Falcons. Or no, 3-4 versus the Falcons in the regular season, 2-1 at Atlanta. Arians, he could pick up his 38th loss. Falcons equals 38. So his coaching stat is incriminating for him. You can also keep in mind there are 37 days left in the year. If the Bucs lose, they fall to 2-4 away on the 24th of the month. The Falcons would improve to 2-3 at home. And I looked at these teams next away and home opponent. I didn't see anything real clear with that. For the ref, it's the first game for both teams with this ref. The Falcons are 10-10 in their stadium in the regular season. Tampa Bay is 0-2. So the only thought there is 37 days left in the year. 12th prime if they got to 1-2. Georgia's also 37. But because Atlanta seems to be on fire right now, and it seems that this team's playing with momentum, the Bucs aren't. I got to give the edge to the Falcons. Again, they have the better riddle through the head-to-head record, the Falcons. You could say that Ryan and Winston are a toss-up. And then Dan Quinn, there's nothing really incriminating against him. Arians, he can get the 38th loss against an appropriate team, the Falcons. So I'm going to go with the Falcons here. I like the way they're playing, and I think the riddle's slightly better for them as well. So I'm going to take Atlanta in this game. I'll build more onto my notes later. I'll write why I like them and what the one thing is to consider, which would obviously be Jameis Winston. But unfortunately, what we don't have with these quarterbacks is any clear sign with the 12. There's nothing with the 12 for Week 12 to put us over the top. So ultimately, I'm siding with the Falcons because they're playing well right now, and the head-to-head record makes more sense if they win. The Broncos and the Bills, two things jump out right away on the surface. If the Broncos lost and the Bills won, the Bills would be 8-3. 83, that big football number. Football equals 83. Colorado equals 83 and 38. So if the Bills win, they're 8-3. If the Broncos lose, they're 3-8. The other thing, though, that jumps out is the date numerology. If the Broncos upset, and keep in mind, the Broncos put up some points last weekend against the Vikings, a pretty good team. Vikings did rally and win the game. But the thing is, the Bills struggle to put up points. So if the Broncos come out and have an offensive explosion again, this time against the Bills, I don't think the Bills would be able to come back because their offense is not good. So anyway, Broncos could improve to 4-7 on the 47 date numerology. Bills could fall to 7-4 on the 74 date numerology. Now, push come to shove, it seems that the Gematria riddles hit more often than the numerology riddles. Keep in mind, though, if the Bills lose, they are 3-3 in New York. New York 33. So, when you look at the head-to-head record, the Broncos are 16-20-1 versus the Bills. If they didn't lose, they'd stay at those 20 losses on a 20-date numerology. If the Broncos won, they'd get their 12th win at the Bills in Week 12. So that's also in favor of the Broncos. And let's see. This Allen for the Broncos. He's 1-1 right now. We got Allen versus Allen. If he lost, he'd be 1-2. Sort of looks like 12 week 12. He's 0-1 away. If he won, he'd be 1-1. New York, the 11th state. The Broncos play at the Texans for their next away game. They'd have to win this game and their game at the Texans to get the Texans number. Texans equals 34. If the Broncos won, they would improve to 2-4 away on the 24th. And then if they beat the Texans in Houston, they'd be 3-4 away. It's hard to imagine because the Bills and Texans both look like potential playoff teams, unless it's about building the narrative of this other young Allen quarterback. But that's the way their away record could line up with their next away game. And did I make the note about the 24th? Okay, so there is a potential upset here. Allen, if he did not win, would stay on 12 wins in Week 12. That's something that could go against him. He's 7-4 at home right now. There's nothing real clear with McDermott's record. Well, I guess all I could say is Colorado equals 83, the 23rd prime, if he got his 23rd win and his team improved to 8-3. Also, the Bills, if they lost, they would be 3-3 at home, and their next home game is against the Cowboys. So Cowboys is 33. So if they fell to 3-3, their record would be set up for the next team coming in. Another thought is, I think it's very likely the Bills split their next two home games because Dallas Cowboys is also 43. So if they split with the Broncos and Cowboys, they're 4-3 at home. And of course, football is 43. So let me look one more time at who the Bills play next. Oh, that game is next week too. And then that's one other thing. I must have wrote it down. Oh, it's right here. If the Bills lost and fell to 7-4, Dallas Cowboys is 74. So they'd be 7-4 at home to host the Cowboys. Cowboys equals 33. Would be 3-3 at home. So, Broncos, they flashed something last week. They nearly beat the Vikings, who look like a playoff team. Again, this is definitely a potential upset here. So, got my eye on that game. And the Giants and Bears. Giants, if they did win, they would improve to 2-4 away on the 24th. They'd become 3-8 on the season. Giants is 38. If the Bears lost, they'd be 4-7 on the 47 date numerology. However, if the Bears win, they're 3-3 at home. And of course, New York is 33. So that really stands out. If the Giants won this game at the Bears, they would pick up their 12th win at the Bears in Week 12. And I've noticed this week they're really hyping up the Bears. The Bears are back. The Bears look good. Maybe the Bears got a playoff push in them. So ESPN's been big on the Bears this week, which is interesting. Daniel Jones, he is 2-6. His surname Jones is 27. Bears has the gematria of 27. If he lost, he would be 2-7. The coach Shermer is 17-42, and Shermer's been pretty consistent this year with matchups in his record. If Shermer won, he would get his 18th win, and Bears is 18 in the most pure cipher. If you use the rule for S, that's where Bears is 27. But in the most pure cipher, Bears is 18, so Shermer could get the 18th win. Again, that would make the Giants 3-8. However, Trubisky, what he's got going are the 12s. He can pick up the 12th win at home, regular season and all-time. If he won, he'd pick up his 20th regular season win as well on the 20-tape numerology. New York Giants sums to 71 as well, the 20th prime number. So Trubisky can get that 20th win. And if the Giants, or not, excuse me, if the Bears win. Again, they're 3-3 at home. New York's 33, and they host the Cowboys next. Cowboys 33. If the Bears lost and the Giants won, both teams would be 2-4 in their respective away and home records on the 24th. So that's not out of the question. Giants have a little narrative here. It's just that Trubisky has the 12s, and Giants aren't very impressive. This could be a field day game for the Bears defense. The Bears do have a good defense. Their offense has been the problem. So I'm thinking the most likely scenario is that 3-3 at home, because New York's 33, Cowboys, who they host next, is 33, and I am leaning Bears in this one, but definitely not a one-way street. There is a potential upset narrative here, so something to keep in mind. The Steelers and Bengals, we've been talking about the Bengals starting 0-11 and perhaps beating the New York Jets next week to get their first win to become 1-11, New York 1-11. I think that's probably still the route that their season's going to take. But here, let's go over this real quick. The riddle for the Bengals to win this week, or hold on. Let me get further ahead. If the Steelers lost, they would pick up their 20th loss at the Bengals on the 20-date numerology. So that's one thing that's possible. The Steelers... Hold on. No, I'll save that for a minute. Somebody just called in and it rang one time and hung up immediately, so I don't know if you hung up or if it was just one of those weird things where it only dials for a second. But if you want to call back, I will pick up. Apologies. Rudolph, he's 1-0 versus the Bengals. Remember, earlier this season, he led the Bengals to their 17th straight home win on Monday Night Football. Mason equals 17. If he beat the Bengals, he'd be 2-0 against the Bengals on the 20-date numerology. He'd become 5-3, that football number. 37 days left in the year. 12th prime. Week 12, he could become 1-2 away. He's still looking for his first away win, Rudolph. And if the Steelers did win, they would be 6-5. Paul Brown Stadium, where they play, equals 65. Caller?
Hey, Zach. I do have some notes on the Steelers and Bengals.
Okay.
Okay, well, the way I was looking at it on your note, I just seen that the name Taylor and that they're 0-10. And I don't know, for some reason I just thought President Taylor and like 110. And so I happened to look up Zachary Taylor, the president, and his birthday is tomorrow.
Huh.
And what I didn't realize until I looked up the coach Taylor, that his first name is Zach, like Zachary Taylor.
Sure.
And there's actually quite a bit. Oh, and then Zachary Taylor, of course, he was the 12th president.
Huh.
We're in week 12. And that fits along with the quarterback Finley, how he can become 1-2 at home. Or, not 1-2. Oh, never mind, I looked at that wrong. He's 0-1. Okay, well, with Zach, the coach, his birthday is on May 10th. That's the 130th day of the year. And I see that Tomlin is at 130 wins in the regular. And there's quite a bit. Oh, and then Zachary Taylor died on 7/9, July 9th. Like how Tomlin can get his 79th loss all time. And there's quite a bit that went. Oh, let's see. Coach Taylor, the coach from his birth year to President Zachary Taylor, his birth year is 199 years apart, and this game is 199 days after the coach Taylor's birthday. And also from this year to President Taylor's birth year is 235 years ago. And Zach Taylor, it's getting confusing. Zach Taylor, May 10th is the day leaving 235 days in the year. I don't know. I just found a lot of riddles going with it in the favor of the Bengals, and kind of like a tribute to President Taylor.
Yeah, that is really interesting. 12th president, week 12, his birthday. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, and then let's see. Oh, and I noticed that his presidency, he served for a total of 70 weeks and 2 days, and then also Tomlin can get his 72nd loss, and I forget what it is, the regular all time.
Did you notice that Zachary Taylor also equals 65?
Oh, right. Yeah, it's kind of like the reflection. Yeah, I was going to mention that, right? Because they can become, what is it, 5 and 6? I need to look at it again, but...
The Steelers, if they won... The Steelers, if they won, would be 6 and 5. If they lost, they'd be 5 and 6.
Okay. Yeah. So, I don't know. I was just seeing a lot of riddles with that and how it happened to be his birthday tomorrow, and Zach Taylor kind of fit in along with it with his birthday. Let's see. But yeah, that was all the notes I had on it.
Well, those are some really great observations. Yeah, I find that very interesting because, yeah, what are the odds?
Yeah.
So.
All right. That was all.
All right. Great work, Kayla. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, so, could the Bengals get a win a week early? President equals 110. Again, she was making that point. So the Bengals will be 1 and 10. Their coach's name is Zach Taylor. It's Zachary Taylor's birthday. Yeah, that is really wild. Okay. Okay, well, that makes things a lot more interesting. What I was looking at with Tomlin is thinking that he would probably stay on those 78 all-time losses in Week 12 because 78 is the 12th triangular number. The name Taylor also sums to 71, like how Tomlin's on 71 losses. That's the 20th prime. You got the 20 date numerology. Kayla was right, though. Finley could become 1 and 2 in Week 12. So, the ref, it's the first game of both teams. The Bengals have 74 all-time losses at this stadium, 70 in the regular season. This whole observation about Zach Taylor has got me questioning. I was thinking it was set up perfectly for the Bengals to get that first win versus New York. First win against the 11th state to become 1 and 11. They could win this week and lose to New York to fall to 1 and 11. It's possible. All right, but yeah, I was looking at Tomlin and really thinking he'd stay on those 78 losses in Week 12 just because there's the mathematical relationship. Paul Brown Stadium is 65, just like how the Steelers could improve to 6 and 5. Caller?
Oh yeah, on that Bengals game, Zach Taylor and Mike Tomlin both summed to 121. That's the square root of 11.
That's right.
So they could go 1 and 10, and then pick up, lose next week against the Jets to go 1-11.
It could go that way, or it being the square root of 11. I mean, they could pick up their 11th loss, too, this week.
Yeah. I was not looking at it as the Bengals picking up the win. And also Steelers is 31, which is the 11 prime.
This is true. Yeah, that would be another reason for me to think that they'd get that 11th loss versus the Steelers. So.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thanks.
All right, thanks a lot. Bye.
Yeah, this whole Zachary Taylor thing, his birthday, I mean, maybe the Bengals really do have the shot here. Maybe this is what the whole riddle is. I mean, they've made this rookie coach wait longer than anyone else for a win. Does he have to wait till the real Zachary Taylor's birthday? That's kind of how these people work, man. Okay, well, that's something to marinate on there. That cools me off on the Steelers a little bit. Okay, let's look at the next game. Dolphins and Browns. If the Dolphins won, they would be 3 and 8. Dolphins is 38. Florida's 38. They'd be 2 and 3 away. Cleveland Browns 83, the 23rd prime. Cleveland wins. They're 3 and 3 at home. Cleveland's 33. Browns lose. Ohio's 47. They'd be 4 and 7 on the 47 date numerology. So that's the surface level stuff. The Dolphins are 9 and 8 versus the Browns. If they lost, they would be 9-9. Miami equals 99 in the English extended cipher. Remember when you write out 13, it equals 99? The Brown Stadium has all those 13 connections. The Dolphins are 5-6 at the Browns in the regular season. Dolphins are 11-8 versus the Browns all time, including the postseason. If they won, they'd get their 12th win all time in Week 12. Let's see here. Fitzpatrick, he's got one of the most interesting clues in this game. He is 5-1 versus the Browns. If he won, he would be 6-1. Ohio's 61 and Cleveland Browns is 61. So Fitzpatrick, he has a history of success against this team. And you never know what Fitzpatrick's going to show up from week to week. He's a real wild card. But if he won, his record would make a bunch of sense. Again, Dolphins is 38. If they won, they'd be 3-8. Cleveland Browns is 83. The reflection, 23rd prime. Dolphins can improve to 2-3 away. Oops, I think I meant to write. I think I meant to write Dolphins, not Jets. Let me fix this. Yeah, Dolphins' next away game is at the New York Jets, so that's Fitzpatrick's old team. And what am I supposed to say here? Dolphins' next away game is at New York Jets. So if the Dolphins won this week, they'd be 2-3, and then they'd have a chance to become 3-3 at New York against Fitzpatrick's old team. They would have to, if they won this week and lost next week to the Eagles, they'd be 3-9 heading into New York. Let's see here. Because the Browns are really roughed up right now. They have a bunch of injuries. They're in the doghouse because of the whole Myles Garrett thing. Let's see. If Mayfield lost, he would pick up his 14th loss. Dolphins is 43, the 14th prime. And I guess I can just write this here. 47, date numerology. Just thought about something else too. Dolphins, because it has the H in it in reverse, does also equal 47. So Kitchens could fall to 4-7 versus the Dolphins. The one thing going for Cleveland, though, is just the fact that they can get to 3-3, big Cleveland number. However, the next team they have at home is the Bengals, and Bengals is 24. So if they lose this game, they'd face the Bengals with a 2-4 home record. Bengals 24 in the most Pierce Iver. Bengals does have an S, so Bengals is also 33. So that's what makes that tricky. I mean, to me, it looks like more lines up here for the Dolphins than the Browns. But, again, sometimes it just takes one riddle. So Cleveland getting to 3-3 at home is not out of the question. But Fitzpatrick, again, his record doesn't look too bad with a W. And let me write this as well. If Fitzpatrick won, he'd get his 23rd away win for his career. Okay, the Panthers and the Saints game. The Panthers are 25-23 versus the Saints in the regular season. They could pick up that 24th loss on the 24th of the month. The Panthers are 13-11 at the Saints. They can pick up the 12th loss in Week 12. And let's see. Allen, he's 6-3 and 4-2 away for his career right now. If he loses, he's 6-4. New Orleans Saints is 64. He'd be 4-3 away. Panthers 43. The one thing that could go in his favor is Carolina equals 73, but again, I'd take the opponent before I took his own team. Falling to 6-4 against the New Orleans Saints is probably the most likely scenario. The 20-date numerology is one thing that could go in his favor. He could become 2-0 at New Orleans. Let's see. The Panthers, their away record right now, they're 3-2. If they lose tomorrow, they're 3-3, and then they play at the Falcons. If they lose to the Falcons, they'd be 3-4. Falcons is 34. Panthers just got wasted at home last week by the Falcons. So very likely they would lose that game next week since the Falcons are playing a lot better. So, I mean, all the things here look pretty good for the Saints. The head-to-head record makes sense for the Saints. Allen's record makes a lot of sense with the loss, falling to 6-4 versus the Saints. And on the Saints side of the equation, Breeze has the same type of situation he had last week. Breeze's stats did not look very good last week. Breeze could get his 12th loss versus Carolina in Week 12. So that's the one thing that could go against them. But again, I think the Saints are going to roll here. They've been our team with the strongest connection to the Super Bowl since before the season began. And wins like this, pretty crucial. So I'm realizing something else I should be looking at as I consider. Hold on. One other thing I'm going to go back through and double check is all the division records. I should be factoring those in. So Panthers right now in the division are 1-2, and the Saints are 2-1. So in that case, it's not going to line up. But some of these other division ones could be helpful. Did this update? Still in the Colts. Hold on, I want to go back real quick. I think that was something we talked about for Houston for Sunday Night Football. I must have wrote it down. Yeah, so that was something we saw, was that the Colts were 3-0 in the division and they could fall to 3-1. Houston 31, where Houston and 31 plays a lot, and the Texans had a chance to get to 3-1 in the division as well. So that was something that looked good for the Texans. All right. Okay, I'm going to go back. We'll continue with what we're doing, but then we'll do another review and we'll go over all the division records for division games. Here, I guess since the Bucks and Falcons on the screen, we can just double check that real quick. I meant to have this as part of the Decode already. I apologize. The Falcons are 2-0 in the division. The Bucks are 1-3. Those numbers don't sync up in that case. Broncos, Bills, not in the same division. Giants, Bears, not the same division. Steelers, Bengals. Steelers are 1-2 in the division. Bengals are 0-3. If only it was week 13. Steelers is 31 the reflection. Let's see. Dolphins, Browns, not same division. Panthers, Saints. Okay. So we're caught up. Okay, so anyway, to me the Saints look a bit better here. The head-to-head record makes a lot more sense with the Saints, and Allen has some things going against him that are pretty incriminating. Nothing real clear on the Saints side of the equation. Peyton could get his 77th loss versus the North Carolina team. I wouldn't put too much weight on that. So I suspect the Saints get it done here. In the stadium... Oh, hold on. Did I do the wrong state? I'm an idiot. I did the wrong stadium here. Hold on. Let me fix that real quick. It'll just take a moment. I did the wrong stadium. This is it. All right, here we go. All right, let me plug this in real quick. Saints are 176. $165. And including the postseason, they have 7 more wins and 8 losses. So Saints are 183, 169 all time. Okay, and let me grab the Panthers stats real quick. Panthers are Huh, funny, the Panthers are 12-12. Okay. Okay, so anyway, to me it looks a bit better for the Saints here for the reasons discussed. Raiders and Jets, I like the Raiders in this one. Raiders equals 74-38. Notice the Raiders can become 7-4. The Jets can fall to 3-8. That'd make the Jets 2-4 at home on the 24th of the month. Again, we got the 74 date numerology as well. 74, big number with the Raiders. Also, in addition to that, Carr can get his 39th win. New York equals 39. Let me double check something real quick. Okay, good. So Carr can get his 39th win in New York. He could also get his 15th away win on the 47 date numerology, the 15th prime. And Carr would become 1-1 at the Jets in his career. 1-1. New York, the 11th state. He'd also become 3-1 overall. 31, the 11th prime. For another one. And then Gruden can get his 111th win all time. New York 111. Just to throw up the devil's advocate narrative. He's on 48 wins in the regular season with the Raiders. New York Jets is 48. But again, I'll take that 111. Big New York number. And Darnold could fall to 4-7 at home on the 47 date numerology. Raiders, if you use the rule with S, is 47. And let's see. Gase is 3-7 with the Jets. With the loss, he would be 3-8. Well, just like that's the Jets' record as well. So Raiders 38, and the Raiders are 3-8 with this ref. New York equals 39, but New York Jets equals 48. Just like how last week the Jets became 4-8 versus the Redskins. The Jets are 2-4 with this ref. If they lost, they'd be 2-5. Reflection of 52, big Raiders number. The Raiders have never won at MetLife Stadium. If they did win this game, they would be 1-3. Oakland's 41, the 13th prime. But ultimately, I like Carr in Gruden's riddle. Do you notice how week after week there's a lot of riddles that tie in so nicely with Carr and Gruden? And if you've noticed, we've dominated with the Raiders this year. I think we have two games that are wrong with the Raiders. We thought they could upset the Chiefs earlier this year, and then maybe not. Maybe just that was the game that was wrong. The other one is where I doubted the Raiders becoming 5-2 at the Colts. I shouldn't have, because that number plays so hard with the Raiders as well, 52. I think maybe we abstained on that game. Anyway, other than that, the Raiders have been great for us because so often Carr and Gruden just line up so perfectly with their opponents. So, anyway, I think the Raiders look good here. The one thing that could go in the Jets' favor is getting the 3-3 at home because, of course, New York's 33. Let me write this. New York equals 33. Jets could become 3-3 at home. 24th of month. Jets can fall to 2-4 at home. So the Jets, their one riddle is the 3-3 thing, but I like the way everything else lines up with the Raiders more. And again, I feel like the Raiders getting bones this year because it's their last year in Oakland. So, let's see. I think I forgot to after this point. Let's see, the Raiders, their next game is at the Chiefs. Caller?
Yeah, what's up, Zach?
What's up, man?
Hey, just a couple more good notes for the Raiders on this game. Jets some 9-4 reduction, and 23 is the 9th prime, so the Raiders could improve to 2-3 away. And,
that's true. That's a good thought.
And Adam Gase jumps to 24-4 reduction, so they can also pick up that 24th win head-to-head.
Okay, yeah, on the 24th of the month, yep.
Yeah, so that's it.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
What's up, man?
Good, man. Hey, we're doing the NFL Decode, right?
We are.
Okay, got it. I'm just curious, were there any NBA notes? Because I looked and I didn't see anything.
Yep, they're posted right where I said they would be early this morning.
Okay, so maybe it's my browser. Okay.
Are you refreshing the screen, man? I know it's there. I know if I go to the Patreon wall, it's right there where the same place where the NHL notes are.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's my phone. My bad.
Yeah, make sure you refresh your screen, because I know you did this earlier. It's because you're not refreshing your screen. You got to refresh it.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, that's what happened to me earlier. Okay. And then real quick on that, the Vancouver game, that was the first game. I know we're doing NFL, but the hockey game real fast. Their goalie, they started a different goalie named Markstrom. He went into the game 6-6. And Vancouver equals 76, and Washington Capitals equals 76. And they won the game 2-1 in overtime. Crazy shit.
Huh. Yeah, good observation.
And then there was one more. The Capitals had 28 home wins lifetime against them. Vancouver picked up 28 points today.
Yeah, that's a good observation too. Saturday equals 28 and 107, and 107 is the 28th prime. I saw those 28s played in the early games.
Yeah, totally, man. All there.
The Flyers were up 2-1 with like 30 seconds left, and somehow they lost the game. So.
Yeah, the Calgary. Yep, 3-2. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? The Flyers lost, man? They were just up with like 30 seconds left.
Yeah. Yep. Totally. Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
All right.
And then today, real fast, I think the Wild are going to win in overtime. The reason why I think so, they're 8-0-4, both Boston's home record. We can go 8-0-5. Perfect tribute. And Minnesota can pick up 22 in Boston.
Good observations. Yeah, good one, man. Appreciate it.
All right, Zach. Sorry to bother you about everything else.
It's all good, man. Just refresh that screen.
Brother.
All right, take care. See you.
You too.
What's up, man?
Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Hold on a second, man. I apologize. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, man, the NBA notes are up.
Yeah, well, I just want to make sure that, because he's called me before about that, because I posted it. He probably looked at it as soon as I posted it, because I left a note that I would update that post later with the NBA stuff. Because when I first posted it, the NBA link wasn't there. So if you check that post in the first 5 minutes, there was no link to the NBA, but 5 minutes later there was.
Yep. Hey, I'm about 20 minutes behind, so I just skipped ahead. But I was listening. I was on where you were talking about the Bills game, right?
Right.
Also noticed on that Bills, that game against the Cowboys is on the date at least 33 days left in the year, too.
Oh, that's a good catch. So
yeah, so I just wanted to I didn't know if anybody caught that or not. I'm about 20 minutes behind, so I got to go back. I got to go back and start from where I left off. But that was key because you were talking about the 3-3 and the 74. That looks good. That looks good.
Right. You might as well just watch it live because I'll review everything too. So.
Okay. All right then. I'll jump up then. I don't know if there's something I missed or not.
I'll review everything anyway. So yeah. All right, man.
I'm going live. Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah. No problem, man. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay, and so a couple calls a moment ago, caller pointed out that Jets does equal 9, and 23 is the 9th prime, and the Raiders could get to 2 and 3 away. That makes a little bit of sense too, so I'll just add that to the notes here. All right, Raiders can improve to 2 and 3 away. All right, and one more thing I want to double check is who the Raiders' next away game is. The Chiefs. And their record's not going to... Well, the only thing I could say about that is if they lost, they'd be 1-4. KC is 11 plus 3, 14. I'm not going to put too much weight on that. I'll jot it down, but... in case I didn't say it before, too, just one other thing that could go against the Raiders is picking up the 12th loss at the Jets in Week 12. I mean, that is possible. I really do look for those 12s. They could also stay on 12 all-time losses. I do prefer the regular season stats. It's just, I see that 74-38. Those numbers are so big with the Raiders. And again, I like the way it syncs up with Carr and Gruden as well. So... Somebody called and hung up again right away. Okay, let's check out the next game. Seahawks and Eagles. Big game here this week. All right, hold on.
Raiders.
Caller?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Yeah, man, to that Raider jump, man. The New York area code is 212, right?
New York area code 212. Yeah, that's for sure.
So in this 212 game, that 111 can apply.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see. It's Gruden's 212th game all time.
Yeah, it could be a New York tribute then. So the area code 212 we get is 111 and it's 212.
Yeah, and I like Gruden, so I didn't even notice the 212th game. That's another good point. Yeah, so two New York numbers coming together. That would make a lot of sense. That's just like how in the 111th World Series, the Mets were there facing the Kansas City Royals, and Kansas City Royals equals 212.
Exactly.
So.
And kind of similar too when it's kind of similar too when Pittsburgh got his 137. Ohio is 216, so his 216 he got his 137. I forgot what game that was that Tomlin got that 216 in.
Yeah, I forget too, but yeah, I see what you're saying. So yeah, that's a great observation.
I think it was against the Colts when they beat the Colts and they was playing Cleveland next, Ohio. So
Okay.
his 216 he got his 137. So
Okay.
yeah, you got to keep in mind too. It's 47 day numerology, so Carr could get this 15 away. 15 prime, 47.
Right, that was one other thing I said I liked about Carr, getting the 39th win in New York and the 15th away win on the 47 day. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. And also, they play Missouri next. They play at Missouri. Missouri 42. Kansas City, Missouri 74.
That's true. That's true. Kansas City, Missouri is 74. Yep.
Yeah, so
that's true.
Yeah, just wanted to point that out to you. And on that primetime game too, man. I noticed too with Deshaun Watson, he was 4-2 in primetime games. So Indiana equals 52, and he played back-to-back primetime games. It's 52 day rallies when they play the Patriots, and they play on Sunday Night Football.
Well, that's a good observation too. Houston, Texas is 62. So.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
Patriots is 53.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And that's what I noticed in that primetime games, because I kind of like watching the primetime games while watching the little previews before the games.
Right.
They show you all type of stats.
Oh, yeah. And if you know this, you can see through a lot of those stats.
So. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. I just wanted to touch bases with you on that game.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Take care. All right. So, next up, Seahawks and Eagles. We got the Battle of the Birds here. And, the thing that really stands out to me about this game is 65. Philadelphia 65, established on the day, leaving 65 days left in the year. If the Eagles win, they are 6-5. That stands out to me in a big way. If the Eagles did win, they would also be 4-2 at home. Seahawks is tough because they have the connection to 24, 33, 42, and 51. But when they beat the 49ers the other night, it was on a 42-yard field goal. Brady and co. became 4-2 in Super Bowls against the Seahawks. So that 65, that's the one that really stands out. And when Brady lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl, he got his 65th career loss. So that 65 jumps out to me the most. And it let me say now Seahawks has the 51, 33, 42 connection. The way both those or two of those numbers could play is if the Seahawks lost, they'd be 5-1 away, and the Eagles would be 4-2 at home. So, the Seahawks are 9-7 versus the Eagles. Seattle does equal 107, but remember, there's something about the Eagles in 98. When they won the Super Bowl, it was the 98th NFL season, and then we caught this after the fact. We didn't see it before the Super Bowl, but if you go back to the pre-Super Bowl era and you look at all of the Eagles championships, they all had like 98 date numerology, some big 98 connections. So there's something about the Eagles in 98. And I have a theory on that. I don't know that this is the reason why, but my theory is this. The word prophet equals 98 because Philadelphia gets its name from Revelation, the book of prophecy. So it could be something else, but there's something up with Philadelphia in 98. So Seahawks, if they do lose, they're 9-8 versus the Eagles. If they won, they'd be 10-7. That's a big number with Seattle. Seattle's 107. If the Seahawks lose, though, they're 4-2 at the Eagles. Seattle Seahawks 43. And on the flip side, if the Seahawks won, they'd be 5-2. The Eagles won Super Bowl 52. I'll just also make the note about 98th NFL season there. Okay, so this game's on Carroll's 71st day of his age, the 20th prime. You got the 20-date numerology. Wilson's 91, 43 and 1 all time, 39, 28 and 1 away, all time record. Regular season, he's 83, 38 and 1, 36, 24 and 1 away. That's tricky because, well, if he did win, he'd get his 37th away win on the day leaving 37 days left in the year, and he could stay on 24 away losses on the 24th of the month. Wilson's 3-0 versus the Eagles and 1-0 at Philadelphia. Remember, Eagles equals 22 and 31. So if he lost, he'd become 3-1 versus the Eagles. 31's the 11th prime. He'd be 1-1 at Philadelphia. Carroll is 130, 87 and 1, and 97, 56 and 1 with the Seahawks. Philadelphia Eagles equals 87. So does Seahawks. They both have that 87 connection, both teams. So if Carroll didn't lose, he'd stay on the 87 regular season losses. That's at his all-time stats. If he lost, he'd get his 96th all-time loss. Philadelphia Eagles, if you use the rule with S, is 96. So it's a little bit tricky. And hold on, I'm just going back up real quick because, yeah, I need to do this for both games. All right, we'll do it for the Seahawks and Eagles here in a moment, and the Raiders and Jets. I want to look at who these teams play ahead because I didn't do it for these games. I didn't get that far into the decode. Okay, Carson Wentz, he's 28 and 22. His stats are confusing because Seattle has the 28 and the 19 connection. He could either stay on 28 wins or he could pick up his 19th win at home. Seattle's 28 and 19. The 19's a little more pure. That's without using the rule for S. In light of 19 being the 8th prime number, there is a chance he could get his 8th home loss. Wentz is 0-2 versus Seattle, so if he won, he'd be 1-2. Remember, day leaving 37 days left in the year, 12th prime, week 12. Peterson, the coach, he's on 24 losses in the regular season. Seahawks is 24. It's the 24th of the month as well. He's 38 and 25 all time. So you got riddles going both ways with everything. The head-to-head record, the quarterbacks. If I had to take a stab at this game, I think at the end of the day, I would favor Philadelphia because of the 65 thing. That is a big number with Philadelphia, 65. Again, Philadelphia 65 in the most pure cipher. The city was established on the day, leaving 65 days left in the year. So, dangerous game in my opinion. But hold on, let's do the thing I need to do. I need to look at the Seahawks and Eagles to see who they play next for how their record could sync up. So the Seahawks, their next game's at home against the Vikings. Vikings. I'm just thinking about it. Minneapolis, Minnesota's 93 if they split the next two games. If they lost, they'd be 8-3, the reflection of 38. Minnesota's 38. Did you see Minnesota, the college team, won today with 38 points on the day, leaving 38 days left in the year? Anyway. Okay, hold on. Let's see who the Seahawks play away at. Oh, they play the Rams next. Rams equals 51. So if the Seahawks lost, they would have a fitting record going into the Rams. Rams is 51, and maybe the Rams play better here at the end of the season. They could have the Rams have a chance to beat the Ravens. We'll look at that game. That's tough. But if the Seahawks drop their next two away games, they would be 5-2, and Los Angeles Rams is 52. So let me plug this into the notes here. Seahawks next away game is at Rams. Would go in 5-1 with a loss. So that could be, again, I'm already leaning on that 65 thing. Let's check out the Eagles, who their next home opponent is. The Eagles got the Giants next at home. That's tough because New York's 33. NYC's got the 42 connection. Giants won in Super Bowl 42. Yeah, it's tough. Whoops. Oh my God. God. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that makes that, it's just we can't get a straightaway thing. So again, if I'm playing this game, to me it comes back to Philadelphia 65. I know that's a big one with the city. So Eagles getting to 6-5, big statement win. See who the Eagles play after the Giants. Cowboys. So if they split their next 2 home games, they'd be 4-3 at home. Dallas Cowboys 43. Yeah. Okay. Wait, one more thing. They play at the Dolphins and the Giants. 6-5, 7-5, 8-5. Check Washington Redskins. Yeah, Washington Redskins is 85. I'm just looking down the road. If the Eagles went on a little winning streak here, if they beat the Seahawks, they'd likely beat the Dolphins. I think they'd beat the Giants at home too. They'd be 8-5 to face the Washington Redskins 85. So possible the Eagles could be in for a little run here. Okay. But yeah, I'm leaning on that 65. So wouldn't call this a safe game, but at the end of the day, I think that 65 is the most standout clue. The Lions and Redskins, Stafford is out again. Stafford is not playing. Detroit equals 37. It's the day leaving 37 days left in the year. If the Lions lost, they would be 3-7-1 away. Haskins is looking for his first career win. So let's see. The Lions are 14-27 versus the Redskins. If they did win, they would get their 15th win on the 47-day numerology, 47 the 15th prime. The Lions are 3-18 at the Redskins, meaning the Redskins are 19-3. Or excuse me, meaning the Redskins are 18-3. If the Redskins won, they would be 19-3. Kind of like 193, the 44th prime. Detroit's 44. So it could be a fitting record on their field versus Detroit. The Lions are 3-21 at the Redskins all time. You could get a 3-2-2 tribute. If they lost, they'd be 3-22. And let's see. Driscoll, he's 1-6 and 0-4 away. I mean, it's hard to do much with that. Washington, we know, equals 50. We've seen plenty of 50 with Washington this year. If he lost, he'd be 0-5 away, kind of like how Washington, reflection of 5-0. Patricia's 9-16-1. Washington, if you use the rule with H, does have the 59 connection, which is the 17th prime, so could get a 17th loss. Whoa. Again, Detroit can fall to 3-7-1 on the day leaving 37 days left in the year. And let me double check prime numbers. Make sure 371's not prime. It's not. 461. 461 is the 89th prime. That's what their record would be with a win. And 89 is the 24th prime on the 24th of the month. Okay. All right, I'll make this note. 461, 89th prime, 89, 24th prime, 24th a month. Lions would be 4-6-1 with a win. Okay, so on the other side, Haskins is 0-2. He could become 1-2. Detroit 37, the 12th prime, week 12. And again, 37 days left in year, so Haskins' record would look like 12 if he got the win. Do it against an appropriate team on an appropriate day in an appropriate NFL week. Callahan, he's 16-21 in the regular season. He's 1-3 with the Redskins. Detroit, Michigan has all the 83 connections, the 23rd prime. Game's in D.C., though. He could also get his 23rd all-time loss. The Lions are 6-4 with this ref. If they won, they would be 7-4. Detroit Lions is 74. You have the 74 date numerology. And if you ever want to do a fun exercise, well, I don't know about how fun it is. Maybe that's not the right word. But if you ever want to do something that's really interesting, because I do this every week, so I just see it all the time. If you look at the gematria of a team, and then you go through the history of what their records are with these refs, you'll see how often as they progress as their games through the ref, it'll hit the numbers that sync up with the ref. Like, for example, Detroit's 37, so it didn't work out. Teams that have a long history with certain refs that have been in the league a long time, they're the best ones to do it with. But if you just go to like a ref like Walt Anderson, and then you just scan through the history of the games with the teams, you'll see how often the record ends up syncing with the different gematria values of the team. So, like, for example, if the Lions were 6-4 with Walt Anderson, you can almost guarantee that they did become 7-4 with him in their next game. So, anyone can go through it and verify and do that. I mean, fun isn't the word, but it's amazing how it does work out that way when you look at it. So that is something that's encouraging for the Lions, is to become 7-4 with Vinovich, especially since you have this 74 date numerology. The Redskins are 4-9 with this ref. Washington equals 49. If you run the alphabetical order in reverse and use the rule, Washington's also 59, so you can actually make an argument both ways with this ref. I'd say this Detroit Lions 74 is a little bit more pure because you didn't have to use any of the exceptions on the letters to get that, whereas you do with Washington 59. Let's see. The Redskins, their next win all time at this stadium would be 89, the 24th prime on the 24th of the month. So, tough game because so far Haskins hasn't looked that great. Look at what they have the over-under at, 42. And think about how Doug Williams was the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. He did it with 42 points. This season's a span of 42 years since Doug Williams was drafted. And they're calling this the year of the black quarterback. So, if the Redskins did win, they would be 2-9, big football number. Detroit would fall to 3-7 on a very appropriate date. But this might be a game. Well, here, let's see who these teams play again next. See if we can get one really good clue here. I just thought about one more thing I need to write down. Lions does equal 24. Again, the Redskins have a chance at that 89th all-time win. But hold on. The Lions host the Bears. Then they play at the Vikings. At the Vikings. Hold on. What's their away record right now? If the Lions won, they would be 2-3-1 away. And didn't the Lions fall to 2-3-1 at the Vikings earlier this year? So if the Lions win, they're 2-3-1 away, and they play the Vikings next. And Minnesota Vikings is 2-31. That stands out in a big way. Okay. Yeah, that might be the winning clue right there, actually, because they did become 2-3-1 against Minnesota earlier this season. They could go back in there with a 2-3-1 away record. Let's see who the Redskins' next home game is against. You know what I'm thinking about, actually? What if the Redskins finish the season 1-15 in tribute to the Nationals who won the 115th World Series? The way we've seen all these sports crossovers. We've seen crossovers with the Washington Wizards already, with the Washington Capitals. So could that be the Redskins tribute to go 1-15 for the year? Let's see. This is probably one of their most winnable games. The Lions with Jeff Driscoll. At the Panthers, they'll probably lose that. At the Packers, most definitely. Eagles, loss. Giants, they'd have a shot, but the Giants have looked like the better team. At the Cowboys, yeah, they might finish 1-15 actually. They'd finish 1-15 in Texas as well, where the World Series finished. Maybe that's what's going on here with the Redskins. Okay. Redskins' next home game is against the Eagles and then the Giants. Let's think about that. Giants equals 70. If they lost their last game, wait a minute. There should be another game. I guess they'd go into the Giants game 0-7 if they lost both, because Giants is 70. They put that note here. Redskins could finish the year 1-15 in tribute to the Nationals, who won the 115th World Series. Okay. That's gonna be my theory, unless they end up winning a game and then it's broken. But this game and the Giants at home are by far their most winnable games. But yeah, I'm thinking the Lions do go into Minnesota 2-3-1. Okay, Jaguars and Titans. So Nick Foles made his return last week. He had a successful first drive, and then the team fell apart. Okay, so we got 74 and 47 date numerology. Jacksonville is 74. Jacksonville 74. I can't type. Tennessee is 47. You know, in light of Kayla's observation earlier about Zachary Taylor, let's not forget how the Jaguars game was synced up perfectly this year with Andrew Jackson. Jacksonville is named after Andrew Jackson. For Big Al, who got here late, I don't know if you heard Kayla's call, but she pointed out that the president, Zachary Taylor, was the 12th president, and Sunday's games are on his birthday. And you still have that winless coach, Zach Taylor, with the Bengals. Okay. So we got date numerology that connects to both teams. We got an over-under at 41.5. Titans is 43. Jacksonville is also 43. The Jaguars are 9-15 at the Titans. We got the 47 date numerology, the 15th prime if they stayed on it. Foles is 30-22 all-time, 13-12 away. His all-time stats, if he won, he would stay on the 12 away losses all-time. His regular season can go either way. Whoops. If he won, he'd get his 14th away win. Titans is 43, the 14th prime. Titans is also 83, the 23rd prime. Could get that 23rd all-time loss. Caller?
Yeah, to piggyback off your sync that you just discovered with that with the 231. As you see, Washington Redskins equals 131. So you see, it was prevalent because they walked in there with the 1-3-1 road record.
Washington Redskins equals 131, huh?
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, is that when you use? That must be when you use the exceptions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see, walked in there with it. They walked in there with it because they last road game they lost was against Chicago.
Right.
So it was 121, and then they lost and got to 131. So that 2-3-1 probably could be prevalent too.
Well, and it definitely was. I mean, earlier this year, the Lions fell to 2-3-1 by losing to the Vikings.
Exactly.
So they could go in. Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. I'm leaning on that being what happens in that game.
Yes, for sure. It's kind of, and like you said, it's 16 day numerology too, man. When Washington played Carolina, so Bill can walk in 16-22.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it, man.
No problem.
All right, thanks. Okay. All right, so coming back to the Jaguars and Titans. So Foles' record you can make sense of either way. So Foles' record is not helpful. Doug Marrone, he's on 24 losses with Jacksonville. He could stay on it on the 24th of the month. His all-time stats, a little bit different. He could get his 43rd all-time loss. Titans is 43. If the Jaguars did lose, they would fall to 4-7 in Tennessee. Tennessee 47 on the 47 date numerology, and they would become 2-4 away on the 24th of the month. At the same time, Tennessee does have the 137 connection as well, the 33rd prime. That would be their chance to get to 3-3 away. And let's see, Tannehill. He is 45-47. He could stay on those 47 losses on the 47 date in Tennessee. If he got his 46th win, Nissan Stadium equals 46 where they play at. And remember, this is Tannehill's first year, and he's done very well as the Titans starting quarterback. And you know what? Let's see what his record is since he started with the Titans. Let me check this out real quick. Hold on, that's not how I want to see it. Tennessee, he's 3-1 with Tennessee. 3-1. 3-1. Caller?
Yeah, hey Zach, this is Mike calling.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Hey, yeah, thanks, man. Just wanted a couple things I noticed. One thing was, did you say it was like a 47 numerology tomorrow or something?
Yep, 47 date numerology tomorrow.
Okay, I don't know if 74 has any kind of connection to anything tomorrow.
It does. The date numerology is 47 and 74 tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Okay, there's 4 teams I noticed. There's 4 teams that have a possibility that can be 7-4 by the conclusion of tomorrow. The Bills can lose and go to 7-4.
Right.
And then there's 3 other 6-4 teams that can improve to 7-4, which is Oakland, the Rams, which is interesting because in a couple weeks they play Seattle in a big primetime game, who I believe lost to Baltimore. That makes sense for you know what I mean.
Sure.
And then who's the other one? Dallas. That would get a lot of people if Dallas ended up finding a way to win.
Yep.
And I think Colin Cowherd, because I watch him a lot just to see what his predictions are. I just think he's a Vegas shill, but he's out there throwing out that Dallas is going to win and all this other stuff, and it just seems like some kind of wild prediction. But when he pops up and does this every now and again, he just makes himself look like a genius because nobody saw it coming, and he predicts it before it comes out. So
Colin Cowherd, in terms of media personalities with picks, is better than anyone else in the mainstream media, and I think that's just something he gets to be. But he'll also sell people hard on a wrong narrative. Like he was huge on Alabama beating LSU. He was huge on that.
And the first game when the Browns played Baltimore, he sold, the Browns are going to get blown out and all this stuff, and they end up blowing out Baltimore.
Were you here for that? Because we love that Browns game. Yep.
Yeah, and I think it'd be. Tomorrow I'm gonna take a little stab. I think it's worth throwing out a little 14 parlay with all the teams that can go. The 4 teams that can go to 7-4.
The ones that have the gematria behind it are the Raiders and Dallas Cowboys, because both of their names equal 74. And then the Bills, who could fall to 7-4, are facing the team from Denver. Colorado 74. So.
Well, that's the thing about it is I think the Bills are to me, they just seem like a front-running team where they look great at the beginning of the season, but I think they might narrowly miss the playoffs to like Oakland or even the Browns might sneak in.
Because they don't have an offense. They can't move the ball, so. Yep.
And then with the Browns, that's the other thing. The Miami game, that seems like a real dangerous game. If you look at last week, there were 3 teams that were double-digit favorites. San Francisco, Oakland was a double-digit favorite, and Minnesota with their miraculous comeback, they were a double-digit favorite. But all the double-digit favorites, 3 of them won last week. So it just seems like there's a double-digit favorite that's due to not come through this week. There's 2 of New Orleans and Miami. And if I had to pick one, I'd be like, that Miami game, it looks kind of fishy.
Like I said, Dolphins got all sorts of narratives to win in this game. Fitzpatrick can become 6-1 versus the Browns. Ohio 61 and Cleveland Browns is 61. So if I'm taking that game, I'm definitely taking the Dolphins with the points. I think they got a great shot to win. So
Yeah, I like what you say when you encourage people to take the points. I think it's a real smart thing to do. It's a conservative thing to do. But I'm going to use that thing as a super multiplier. I'm going to try to get like a 4 or 5 team parlay and just throw Miami plus 10 to win.
Sure, they would be a huge multiplier. The reason I would say don't go crazy on the win, I won't be surprised if they win, but the reason my one apprehension about them winning is Miami does equal 99, and if the Dolphins lose, they're going to be 9-9 versus the Browns. So that's not out of the question.
Yeah. And then that's the other thing. If Cleveland did end up losing, it'd be the perfect scenario for them to, the Pittsburgh most likely will end up beating Cincinnati. But then it's like the revenge game because they had the little scrum in their last game.
Right.
Then they go back to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's coming off a win. Cleveland's just lost to sorry-ass Miami. Then everybody's going to pick Pittsburgh because they're at home. They're going to get revenge. And then here comes Cleveland, popped up with another win,
Right.
That's how they fool everybody, man. They keep tricking everybody.
Yeah.
I kind of see it, man. It's kind of like a script. It's so easy. It's kind of easy to see. It may not happen like that, but that's just how I see it's going to go down,
Yeah, you're right. It's all mind games, so yeah, great points.
And if it does happen like that, Browns are going to be a money train for the rest of the year. They're probably going to run. If they end up losing to Miami, I'm going to roll money on Cleveland for the rest of the year to win out.
Sure. They could finish strong. Yep.
And especially that last game in Baltimore, hell, Baltimore might not even need that game. They might play Lamar like a quarter or so. You know how they do at the end of the season, the last games?
Right.
So, I don't know, man.
All right. Appreciate the thoughts.
Throw that in. Yeah, thanks, man.
All right. Take care, man. See you.
All right. Sure.
Okay, so this Jags and Titans game, again, you look at Foles, you can make an argument either way. You look at Tannehill. To me, Tannehill looks a little bit better here with a win, staying on the 47 losses in Tennessee on the 47 date numerology, getting the 46th win in a stadium. Vrabel as well can get his 15th win and stay on 12 losses in Week 12. So, to me, the Titans look a little bit better in this one. Wouldn't call it the pick of the week, but just looking at the QB and coach situation, it looks better for the Titans. So, and I mean Tannehill, honestly, like NFL's scripted and stuff, but I've always been impressed by Tannehill. That's why I've been saying since the beginning of the year I expected him to become the starter. And he throws the ball nice. So, anyway, caller.
Hey, Zach, I got a nugget for you to help with the Seattle Seahawks game.
Okay.
It could help. So, they play, the Vikings play Seattle in prime time on the road, and they have a stat, and Minnesota and Kirk Cousins is 1-7-1 on the road, primetime games against teams with a winning record. So Minnesota's going to lose versus Seattle next week.
To become 1-8-1, 42nd prime.
And also it equals Vikings. That's how I knew they would win that last game.
What equals Vikings?
1-8-1.
Oh, it does?
Yes, it does.
Huh. What cipher's that?
Oh man, I don't remember. I did this like 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks
Vikings. Ago. Oh, it's the Frank Baconis cipher. Okay. Interesting. All right. Yeah.
So hopefully, I don't know if that's going to help, but that's going to be a win for Seattle.
Well, then the Seahawks, the Seahawks play Minnesota for their game after this week, is that right?
I think that's how the schedule works out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because it would make sense to become 9-3 against the Minnesota team, because Minneapolis, Minnesota's 93, and it's on the 93rd meridian. And yeah, Seahawks game after this is at home versus the Vikings. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. That game's also on 12/2. That's a big number with Seattle. Seattle's on the 122nd meridian. 12th man equals 122. So yeah, I think this is a game the Seahawks take.
Yeah, so I don't know if that can help with this week. Maybe if you can look forward for like the.
Well, if the Seahawks lost this week, they'd be 8-3, the reflection of 3-8, the Minnesota number, and then they could become 9-3 against the Vikings. So.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that.
That's got a good one because I don't see Seattle losing next week.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
Thanks. When we're done with this, we'll review everything. I'm going to tell you what my 3 favorite games of the week are, and then I have more than 3 games that I think are good, but I think there is a top 3. So, Okay, Jaguars and Titans. I'm favoring the Titans here. Definitely not one of my top 3 games just because I don't trust the Titans a lot, but it just looks better. Falling to 4-7 in Tennessee on the 47 date. 2-4 away on the 24th of the month. And then again, what we said with the QB and coach looks a little bit better for the Titans. Cowboys and Patriots. Now, this one sucks right now because they're saying Tom Brady might not play. The latest thing I saw before I started the live stream was optimistic Brady will go versus Cowboys. But this whole thing sets up the potential narrative that maybe Brady does play and he's nicked up and he doesn't play as well. So notice, if the Cowboys win, they're 7-4. 7-4 on the 74 date numerology. Dallas Cowboys 74. Look at what happened to the Patriots home record if they lost. 4-1. Dallas 41. We've seen plenty of 50 this year with the Patriots, so that's not out of the question, them getting to 5-0 at home. But Dallas Cowboys 74, Dallas 4-1. I see 2 big Dallas numbers on the screen, plus it goes with the date numerology. This game is on the day, leaving 37 days left in the year. Patriots is 37. The Cowboys are 7-5 versus the Patriots in the regular season. National Football League's 85. Caller?
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
What's up, Victor?
Nothing. Just trying to pick out trying to make my decision for tomorrow. But one thing I wanted to say about this game, tomorrow's the anniversary of Lee Harvey Oswald being shot, and just this Dallas and this Patriots game got me thinking about him specifically since he was like a former Marine.
Sure. Okay.
And it happened in Texas a couple of days ago, which is like when the week started. Week 12 was on the anniversary of JFK. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Thursday the anniversary?
I'm trying to think right now. No, it was yesterday, because yesterday, remember the Dallas Mavericks had the 63 ritual yesterday.
Oh, okay, so yesterday, yeah. But, yeah, you were speaking about 74, so the only thing I saw was, I know Lee Harvey has that 118 birthday. It is 118 days after Prescott's birthday. Oswald, when you write it out, equals 74 and 29. The Patriots can be 9-2, and Dallas can go to 7-4. Lee Harvey Oswald equals 67. 67 is a 19 prime. Prescott is 18-11 away. He can pick up his 19 away win. But that was pretty much all I saw about it. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, that is interesting. My concern with Dak Prescott was the fact that he could get his 12th away loss against the Patriots in Week 12, because Patriots is 37, the 12th prime. That's my biggest concern with the Cowboys. But I think if Brady's out, I think the Cowboys are going to win this game. So
I'm actually probably going to stay away from it just because of all the bullshit around the game. But I just thought it was funny that this game was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, well, 4:20 something or whatever, and it's got that like Dallas is where JFK died, and the Patriots thing, and
right,
two America teams, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, that's very true.
So yeah, I'll be listening if anything else comes to your mind about that.
I just realized Foxborough equals 41 like Dallas if they fell to 4-1 at home.
Okay.
So this was one more thing
Okay.
there.
All right, I'll be paying attention.
All right. Foxborough, did I spell it wrong? Hold on. Did I spell it wrong? No, I didn't. Foxborough, Massachusetts is 74 as well. All right, yeah, but great thoughts there about Lee Harvey. Appreciate it, Victor.
No problem.
All right, thanks, man. That's it. All right, let me plug that in about Foxborough and Foxborough, Massachusetts. Let's see. Patriots can fall to 4-1 at home. I wouldn't put this in any of your parlays. I'd wait. If they end up saying Brady's out, I'm pretty sure Cowboys will take this game. If Brady's in there, I just don't know. Because, again, the thing about, Dak's got something incriminating going against him. Getting the 12th away loss in Week 12 on the day leaving 37 days left in the year, the 12th prime, week 12. I mean, that holds a lot of weight right there. Most of the narratives are through the quarterbacks, and that's a big whammy against Dak. But I think they take Brady out. I think it goes towards that 74 thing. So for the gentleman who said he wants to put together a 4-team parlay with all the 74s, if there's one to leave out, it might be this one. Unless you end up hearing later tonight that Brady is ruled out, then I might roll with it. So the over-under's at 46. Tom Brady's 46. Patriots with the S is 46. Michigan's 46. Remember, Brady's the 199th draft pick, 46 prime. Dallas, Texas, if you use the rules with S, is 46 as well. The JFK thing, JFK was 46 when he died. Caller?
Hey, Zach, you're missing the UG and H in Foxborough.
I am?
Yeah. You're missing the
I think it says right here, Foxboro.
No, on the cheat sheet, it's not spelled like that.
Maybe I spelled it wrong on the cheat sheet.
Okay.
Maybe I screwed up on the cheat sheet.
Okay.
But no, hold up. No, this is weird. Okay, maybe Fox is screwing up with their spelling. Or not Fox, but ESPN, because I'm looking up on the Wikipedia, it is spelled with a GH here. But I'm looking on the ESPN thing right now, and it's spelling it without the GH.
Something about ESPN, man. They don't want you using their site.
Huh, unless they're trying to code something there by misspelling it, so...
I know, huh? Dang, that's weird.
Okay, I didn't think it looked weird at first. I was like, okay, I guess that's how you spell it, so...
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, I think Zach listed letters. Let me check.
Yeah,
for sure.
You're right. The GH is supposed to be there, but you can see right now the screenshot. Here, let's see if they fixed it on their thing. Let's see if it's still spelled that way.
That's tricky.
They still got it spelled wrong. They say it's going to be 45 degrees. New England's 45.
Maybe I should call them in the morning and let them know they putting out wrong spellings.
Yeah, what's up with that? Okay, yeah, I appreciate you correcting that, though. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, see you, man. Okay, so yeah, it is really spelled with a GH, but you got to ask yourself, why are they doing that? That stadium. Let me put up. This is bad. I can't. What is going on, man? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'd wait to hear what's going on with Brady on this one. I mean, there's definitely a riddle for a Cowboys upset here, but again, Dak, I don't like that he can get that 12th away loss. That one's incriminating. I did just see, though, that Foxborough with the correct spelling is 40. And Dak could get his 40th all-time away win. I'll make a note about it. O-U-G-H. Yeah, I spelled it right. Okay. All right, next game, Packers at 49ers. So Aaron Rodgers playing in his hometown. This is Sunday Night Football, SNF. Let me just write up the SNF numbers. SNF equals 12, 15, 39, 42. And it seems like 12 seems to become, it used to be 39 that was the dominant number, but I've been seeing a lot more 12s lately. Really, I've been noticing the 12 on SNF ever since last year around this time when they did the 12 numerology lesson. If you missed that, Jeremy White on his channel, I believe he still has it archived. Sunday Night Football did a numerology lesson on the number 12 when it was Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers, 12 versus 12. So, speaking of which, what's Jimmy G's jersey number? I forget. Number 10. Okay. So, Sunday Night Football numbers. The 49ers have 12 all-time home losses against the Packers. That's 112 on the board. Jimmy G, his name, Jimmy Garoppolo, equals 193. He would need to win his next 2 games to become 19-3. And remember, his name also had the 163 connection, and Veterans Day was 163, and he became 16-3 on Veterans Day. So I'm just wondering, could he get to 19-3 since his name connects to that? Actually, hold on. Before I get to this game, let me go back and do what I forgot to do for the Cowboys and Patriots. Cowboys schedule. I want to see who they play. They play at the Bears next. That's not too helpful because win or lose, it's not going to sync up with the Bears. And they play at the Eagles. It's not too helpful. Let's see who the Patriots play at home next. Patriots got the Chiefs next. Ooh, Chiefs is 50. Yeah, if you use the rule for S, Chiefs is 41 as well, but that 50 tracks better with the Chiefs. So let me we should just think about it. It does. They do have the 41 connection as well, but that 51 plays or 50 plays harder with the Chiefs. Okay. Okie dokie. All right, coming back to the Packers and 49ers. So, Jimmy G, there's nothing real clear, in my opinion, about what his record could become against the Packers. If he lost, he'd be 8-2. Vesica Pisces is 82, the shape of the football. Shanahan, he could get his 24th loss on the 24th of the month, but you also have the 20-date numerology. So he could get his 20th win as well. And let me double check something real quick. Caller?
Hey, so on CBS Sports, they saying that the Packers had never started off 9-2, even though they started off like undefeated one time in 2011. But they said that the last time the Packers started off 9-2 was in 1966 when they won the first Super Bowl.
The last time they started 9-2 was 1966 when they won the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Huh.
It was on CBS Sports.
Okay.
Video when they were talking about the game.
Well, if they started 9-2 this year, they'd also become 4-1 away that big Super Bowl number. So.
Yeah. I know. At first, I was like, why are they throwing around this silly stat? But then they said it on that was the last time they won the first Super Bowl in 1966. So yeah.
All right. Well, that's a really good catch there. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Take care, man. Green Bay also equals 41 as well. So if they did win and became 4-1 away, Green Bay 41. 49ers would fall to 4-2 at home. 49ers is 42. That would make it impossible for Jimmy G to get to his name gematria for his record. Something that stood out to me about Rodgers is Jimmy G's name equals 118, and we've learned from our research this past year how important the number 118 is to the Bay Area. So Rodgers could get his 118th win all time in San Francisco. That really does stand out to me. He's from the Bay Area. We've learned just how attached that number is. Again, Jimmy G's name's 118. And that might very well be it. So Green Bay equals 41. Last time Packers were 9-2, they won the Super Bowl in the 67 season. And remember, that first Thursday Night Football was synced up with the death of Bart Starr. It was 150 days before the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl in Roman numerals is 150. It's the 150th year of the college football season. So Packers are definitely still a team that have a narrative in the NFC. Packers can become 4-1 away. Let me plug this in here. 49ers equals 42. 49ers can fall to 4-2 at home. So the ref for this game, Carl Sheffers, he's 6-5 with the 49ers. San Francisco 49ers equals 65. With the Packers, he's 7-4. If they won with this ref, they would be 8-4. Green Bay Packers is 84. Just the one observation is on Thursday Night Football, home teams became 7-5, and 12 equals 75. It's week 12. Caller? Caller? Hold on. Something's wrong. Sorry, caller. I didn't have the volume up. Try that again. Now I hear you.
I said, what's up, Zach? You still discussing the Green Bay game, right?
Yes, we are.
All right. Well, I think it's a lock for Aaron Rodgers because it's been 63 years since the Packers first beat the 49ers away.
And Aaron Rodgers equals 63. How'd you catch that stat?
I had to go back and count all the games, but the date of the game is 12/4/55.
Okay.
1955. That was the first time. You said, where did I get the information?
Yeah, I see. You just went back in and you noticed that. So it's been 63 years and about 11 months.
Yep.
Okay.
So, it isn't a full 63, because of the 11 months.
Right.
63.
Yeah, I hear it. Aaron Rodgers, 63. He likes that number.
Yeah. And did you get that it's the 37th game? And I already know you got, 37 is the 12th prime. Well, it'd be Green Bay's 37th win all time, right? If they win.
Oh, hold up. Did I miss that? Oh, yeah, you're right. It would be the 37th all-time win. I guess I did have that in the notes, but yeah, that's important. So.
Yeah, like the 37 in the 12th prime play is kind of big because, it was in that Colts and Texans game.
Right. And this is week 12, and SNF equals 12, and Aaron Rodgers is number 12, so yeah, I hear that. Plus, the thing that's really jumping out at me is Rodgers can get his 118th win all-time as well, and I know that's a big San Francisco number, so.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. And did you get for the Patriots and Dallas game, the Brady and the 50 thing, and could be Brady's 5th home win?
Yeah, that's very possible. So he could improve to 5-0 or fall to 4-1 because Dallas is 41. So can make an argument.
And the 41 with Dallas probably hasn't hit all this year, has it?
Well, it hit all over the place with the Aaron Rodgers game.
Yeah, you're right.
So there's probably been some other ones too. I just remember the Rodgers one off the top of my head because Aaron Rodgers had like every Dallas number there was if he won that game, and he did. So.
Yeah, but I'll be looking for more 37 and 12 connections.
Yeah, I agree. Day leaving 37 days left in the year. Week 12. Yep. So I hear you on that one.
And did you have, it was Deshaun's 12th home win. It was Jacoby Brissett's 27th game all time. Deshaun equals 27. I wish I would have called in, but I was busy.
Sure, and the division record played big in that one, but because both teams became 3-1 in the division, the Houston number. So.
Yep. But I'm going to let you go back to your decode, though.
All right, yeah, good observations. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
Caller?
Also, don't forget Rodgers equals 41 as well.
That's true, and so does Bart and Starr, so yeah.
Yeah. And remember, I predicted that the guy had called you like 2 weeks ago. I had predicted that, Saints will face the Packers in Lambeau. And that the Saints will win that game to advance the Super Bowl.
You still like the Saints to get the Packers, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. They got the 54
I
connection.
won't be surprised, though, if Green Bay, cause I did bet on those two teams. But, yeah, I just like the Saints because they just got the 54 number.
Yeah, I do think that they have the two best narratives at the Super Bowl in the NFC. Those teams. So, yeah.
Yeah, and plus football wise, they say that Packers have a weak run defense, and the Saints have one of the best running backs in the league. So in the cold weather, basically. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Good observations. All right, appreciate it, man. I was just seeing how many days it is from Bart Starr's death. It's a span of 183 days, which is interesting because if Jimmy G won, he'd be 18-3. But I don't know why they'd sync that up with Jimmy G. It's just kind of weird. I'll note it here just in case it shows up. Span of 183 days from Bart Starr's death. Okay. So, yeah. Let me see NFL Week 13 schedule real quick. I want to see who plays on Sunday Night Football next week. The Texans. If the 49ers lost, home teams would be 6-6. Houston Texans is 66. Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
What's up, man?
Great. So I noticed, I know you're not on the game, but I was looking at the Redskins schedule, and if they lost the next 3, I think it is, or 4, they'd be 1-13 against the Eagles.
Oh, Eagles 113?
Eagles 113.
I'm thinking they're going to lose all their games to finish 1-15, like how Washington Nationals won the 115th World Series.
Right, and from the start of the 115th season, the season with the 115 World Series to that game on December 29th is 9 months, 9 days, and Redskins is 99.
Huh. Okay, that's a good observation. Yeah.
They probably do lose out.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, great call. Appreciate that, man.
All right,
take care. All right. The one thing about what I was about to say, though, is Houston Texans is 66, but it does have one H in it, too. So it is also 75 and 12-75. Again, home teams became 7-5 on Thursday Night Football this week. If the 49ers won, home teams would be 7-5. Let me write this down. Oops. You know what else? I was just thinking about the Bart Starr thing. Bart Starr, well, the Packers' establishment date's August 11th. This is a symbolic win for Rodgers, him being from the Bay Area. Caller?
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
What's up, man?
Nothing much. Yeah, I was calling to get my 2 cents in on this Green Bay Packers game.
Okay.
They got a little narrative going on with that game, and with Aaron Rodgers, he was on ESPN saying eventually we're going to have to win a game in San Francisco. So Aaron Rodgers, he's from California, his hometown and stuff like that. So what I think is going to happen is they're going to lose tomorrow. And drop down. They're gonna get into the playoffs as a wild card. And then when in the wild card they're gonna win the first game. Then they're gonna go back to San Francisco to play them. And then, but this time they're gonna beat them. Then turn around and lose to the Saints, and the Saints go to the Super Bowl.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it.
Okay, you could be right. Yeah, tight game.
Okay, cool. All right, man.
All right, appreciate it, Dave. Take care. Okay. The 49ers' next home game is against the Falcons. 49ers' next home game, Falcons. And if they won, they'd be 5-1. The Falcons played in Super Bowl 51, but they don't have a 51 connection. Falcons is 25, the reflection of 52 if they split the next two. Let's see who they got their games against. Falcons and... Ooh, if they did split their next two, the 49ers, they'd be 5-2 to host the Los Angeles Rams 52. And between these next two games, I'd say the Packers are the tougher team, but the Falcons are playing well right now. Caller?
Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out that I know Dar died 6 months and 6 days before Roger's birthday, and you pointing out that 118 just makes me automatically think of November 8th, the 312th day of the year, and I remember how 312 is a really big number to Roger, so I just automatically think 118 is how that is the 312th day of the year. But that's just another thing that I was observing.
Okay, and the Packers' establishment date's August 11th, another 118 date, so...
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, good thought.
Okay, that's all.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Kayla.
Okay. Yep,
All
bye.
right, bye. Roger's birthday is coming up. His birthday is December 2nd. And so is their running back's birthday, number 33. They got the same birthday. The Aarons. So I was just saying, if the 49ers split their next two home games, they would be 5-2 before they host the Los Angeles Rams 52. And, of course, Los Angeles is 53. If the 49ers struggled down the stretch, and it kind of looks like they might. Just, they barely beat Arizona. So they're banged up, though, right now. Did they get their tight end back this week? He's been out. What's his name? Kittle? All right, George Kittle returns to practice. So Packers got an injury. So it looks like the tight end's probably back. So Samuel might not play. Well, expected to play. Good shot to play. Emmanuel Sanders expects to play. All right. They still don't have their kicker. The other week against the Seahawks, the rookie kicker, the guy off the street, shanked that field goal to win it. The 47-yarder. Okay. Did we look at the Packers? Who they got away next? But it does look like the 49ers could struggle with home games down the stretch. If they finish 5-3 at home against Los Angeles, there's definitely some rhyme and reason to that. We know about Los Angeles in 53. Shows up all the time. Okay, Packers. They're at the Giants next week. Well, they'd have to lose their next two games to get to 3-3 against the Giants. I don't see that. Who do they play after the Giants? From San Francisco to the Giants. There's always some riddle with that, You got the San Francisco Giants. Used to be in New York. Okay, let's see. Minnesota, the last game. So let's think about it. They win this, they're 4-1. They beat the Giants, they're 5-1. How about a loss at Minnesota to fall to 5-2? And then I imagine they'd beat the Lions. But Minnesota 52, that could be the progression. Win, win, lose. Unless they lost one of these, of course they could beat Minnesota to get to 5-2 as well. So, I mean, it's not a guarantee that that's the path. But I see them being 5-2 after this game right here. Okay, let's take it. Oh, wait, we still got Monday Night Football, don't we? And then the other thing with Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football, we can wait until we get that last clue. So, again, last week, Sunday Night Football, I'll put out the note, same thing. Yet last week, I put out the note, I underlined one thing, that if the Rams won, home teams would pick up the 83rd win of the week. Los Angeles Rams equals 83. That looked like the winning stat. And could get the same type of riddle here by Sunday night. So I will keep track of all the home team records throughout the day, do the same thing. The final game usually concludes about 45 minutes before Sunday Night Football starts. So I will update, and perhaps we might get another riddle like that. Again, we've seen plenty of that happen in recent weeks since we started tracking that. So And coming into the week, here, let me go back up to the top. Coming into the week, home teams were 83, 78, and 1 for the season. 78 losses, the 12th triangular number. We pointed that out for the Monday Night Football game. Coming into week 12. So Texans won. So home teams now currently are 84, 78, and 1. And yeah, it's hard to say. If you really brainstorm, maybe you can figure out how home teams might do for the day. If 6 home teams lost, let's just say 6 home teams lose in the daytime, that would be an encouraging stat for the Packers. Let me think about it. Hold on, no. I'm getting dyslexic. Let's say 5 teams lost in the daytime. So coming into Sunday Night Football, there were 83 losses. Or 83 away wins or 83 losses on the home field. Green Bay Packers is 84. So maybe that's what happens. Maybe 5 home teams lose in the daytime to set up that exact scenario. Caller?
Yeah. Houston, Texas equals 84.
Oh, if you use because it's 66, so if you use the rule for just the E, which is plus 18 in reverse, it would be 84.
Yeah, Houston, Texas, 84. Sunday equals 84 78.
That's true. Sunday is 84 and 78. I didn't think about it that way with the exceptions. I was just thinking about how Texans was 83 and 79, which is also true.
Yeah, it was a Sunday tribute. Thursday they walked in with the 84 78. Sunday,
Yeah,
84.
Yeah.
Houston, Texas. So that kind of solidified the pick on Thursday.
Sure. Well, if you looked at it that way, you could have looked at it the Texans way too, 83-79. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, so makes sense.
Yeah, but it was more so they walked in there with it. It's a tribute. Like, why wouldn't they walk in Sunday with the 84-78? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I do know what you mean.
So. Yeah, so that's what I was leaning towards more so.
Well, good instincts. So.
Yeah, most definitely. But like you said, you don't want to jump the gun on Sunday because, like you said, Los Angeles Rams 83, so they pretty much gave you a grizzly there.
Sure. If you would have took the Colts with the points, you would have won. If you would have took the Texans on the money line, you would have won. So either way.
Pretty much, yeah. You would have won either way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like you said, ain't no need to jump the gun sometimes on the Sundays and Mondays. Once you tally up everything,
right.
Sunday night will be a clear read for you.
I have a feeling that's what we're going to be looking at coming into Sunday Night Football. Either home teams are sitting on 83 losses or 84. And I think if it's sitting on 84, that might be the sign for the 49ers. But if it's sitting on 83, they probably are going to pick up that 84th loss because Green Bay Packers is 84, and so is Sunday.
Yeah, most definitely.
So.
Yeah, definitely. It's a couple primes in that San Fran Green Bay game, too, man. Jimmy could get his 9 and stay on 23, 9 prime 23. 49ers lead the series at home, 18-12 to get to 19 prime 67. Rodgers get his 67. It's a couple of primes in there.
Right. Well, it's also that the 49ers could get that 37th all-time loss on the day, leaving 37 days left in the year, the 12th prime in Week 12.
Yeah, for sure. That could be too. 20-day numerology as well. And Baltimore, Maryland equal 183, man. In the pure cipher.
Say it again?
Baltimore, Maryland equal 183.
Okay, so we were talking about Jimmy G. Does he play? Do they play the Ravens next?
Yeah, they play at Baltimore.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get that 18-3.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay.
And it's 16-day numerology when they play again.
Yeah. Rematch of Super Bowl 47.
Yeah. Jimmy 15-3 with the 49ers.
That'd be something the 49ers won that game. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that in your template?
What's that?
Jimmy, his 49ers record.
Oh, hold on. His record with the 49ers, yeah. I can pull that up real quick.
Yeah, he's 15-3 with the San Fran.
Okay, so next... Oh, so his next one would make him 16-3. We saw him do that earlier this year, and I know his name equals 163.
Yeah, interesting, because James Garoppolo equals 163.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till the day games are over to get that final clue.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Like I said, man, that's the perfect scenario, man. Wait till you tally up everything, man, and that's how you hit them prime times, man. That's how you make them grizzly bears, man. When you wait.
Exactly, because we've been getting really good clues. I mean, last week, Rams going for the 83rd home win of the season made a lot of sense. So
exactly, that kind of made it a clear read, so to speak.
And
so, like you said, patience, man. Like you said, tell the fan base to be patient and wait.
Yeah, you're right, man. All right, I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, take care, man.
All right, one.
Okay, yeah, we did see Jimmy G become 16-3 on Veterans Day. He already did this. Veterans Day equals 163. That's the 38th prime. That was the morning that Charles Rogers died, former Lion. So, yeah, I would wait until the day games are over. But yeah, I bet you the Packers are 5-2 by the conclusion of that game at the Vikings. 52 in Minnesota. So it's just whatever happens in this game, it's going to give us pretty much a free pick for the next two road games for the Packers. Caller?
Hey Zach.
Yeah.
Hey, hope everything is well. Hey, did you get a chance to decode the Lakers?
Yeah, all the NBA stats are if you scroll down to the wall this morning, all the NBA stats are posted there.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out. Appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it, man.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Yeah. I hope people are getting the notifications, man. I put in all that work in the morning, then maybe people aren't even seeing it. It's been posted since, I don't know, 7 hours ago. But yeah, the Lakers, they can make the team 3-7 at home, and I think 3-7 in the conference. I think both, and then they host Los Angeles Clippers next. Los Angeles 37. Okay, Ravens and Rams. I think on this game we can just go over it, but again, I think wait until we have all the Sunday games because we might get that last clue. Caller?
Oh yeah, and Zach. So the Cleveland Browns, like a funny fact that I saw on a YouTuber's video. This guy, he makes videos called Truth Be Told. He says it's been since 1990. There's only been 12 teams to make the playoffs that were 3-5. He don't know about Gematria and nothing. He's getting the gist of it. Like he's seeing numbers and stuff, but he don't know what it means yet. But since there been 12 teams to go 3-5 and make the playoffs, Cleveland will be the 13th team if they go this year.
Huh.
I find that kind of funny, with the 13s and stuff.
Yeah, that is interesting. They'd have to finish the season real strong to do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, really strong. Like that would have to be funny. And on top of that, I'm not sure, but one of the playoff games I think is on the 12th, and that will be a lesser numerology of 13.
Huh.
So yeah, I'm gonna look into it, the next week or two.
Okay. It's possible. They'd have to play really strong the rest of the year. It's possible. So.
Yeah, the way how it is, they can make it happen.
Of course, they can script anything they want. So.
And one more thing about that Saints and Colts Super Bowl still looking possible now.
Yeah, it's not out of the question.
So the Green Bay one sounds good, but if the Colts go, it'll probably shock everybody in the AFC.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but I'll just keep up the work and I'll let you later, man.
All right, appreciate that observation. Thank you. Caller?
Okay, so if somehow, even though I have the Saints, if somehow the Packers end up winning the whole thing, I just realized if you look at some of the teams that the Packers face, they face a lot of teams with 41 connection, like Dallas and Oakland. So if somehow they make it to the Super Bowl, and don't Baltimore equals 41?
Baltimore's 41, yep.
So that could be a potential Super Bowl matchup if it's about Bart Starr and his death.
That's true.
Season, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Baltimore and Green Bay, those are old historic football cities. Okay, so Ravens and Rams, the way the Ravens are playing, man, it's hard to imagine anybody beating them, but you have an overlap number here, 83. If the Ravens lose, they're 8-3, Ravens equals 83, Los Angeles Rams equals 83. Again, I'm going to wait till we get all the Sunday games, because if the Ravens win, they're also 5-1 away, and Rams equals 51. That's not out of the question. Ravens look unstoppable right now. So the Ravens are also 4-2 versus the Rams. If they won, they'd be 5-2. Los Angeles Rams is 52. Ravens is 25. So that's not out of the question. The Ravens are 1-2 at the Rams, though. LA 13, Baltimore 41, the 13th prime. I didn't even write the Baltimore part, but here, I'll write it now. So that head-to-head record's tough. It usually does seem that when push comes to shove with the head-to-head record, it usually does seem that it's just the overall record that takes the cake. And Jackson in this game, he'd have a chance at his 15th win. I wrote SNF, but MNF's the same. I got dyslexic. Monday Night Football and SNF both equal 15. They're very similar. MNF 15-12, SNF 12-15. Again, Harbaugh's on 112 wins. He got that last week versus Houston. This game's on a 75-date numerology. He could get his 75th loss on the 75-date numerology, or he could get his 113th win. Los Angeles, CA is 113. And let's see. Goff could stay on 12 home losses. Week 12. I got dyslexic here. 2 MNF 12. 21 date numerology. I just made the screen brighter by accident. It's too bright. Okay. And he could also get his 15th win in the regular season. MNF 15. It's another thing for Goff. But I think it's best to wait until the Sunday games are over, because, again, we could get a real nice clue based on the home and away records by the time this game rolls around. So Rams got a chance to finish strong. For the gentleman who was looking at all the teams that can become 7-4, realize the Monday Night Football game's not on the 74-date numerology like the Sunday games. So that's something to keep in mind. Monday will have 75-date numerology. But here, let me update this real quick. Probably add some more things as we go. Okay, so take it from the top. Quick review. Bucks and Falcons. Again, the head-to-head record looks better for the Falcons. They can stay on 24 losses on the 24th of the month. They can get their 15th win at home. 47-date numerology, the 15th prime. So both of those things make sense for a Falcons win. Ryan can get his 62nd home win. Buccaneers equals 62, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 62. Dan Quinn could stay on 37 all-time losses. Buccaneers 37 days left in the year as well. And then when you look at Jameis Winston would have to be the riddle for a Bucs upset. He could get his 25th win. Falcons is 25 and stay on 40 losses. Atlanta Falcons 40. So through Winston, things look good for them. But then you look at Arians, and he can get his 38th regular season loss. Falcons is 38. And with the stadium, you could make a little argument for Tampa. But ultimately, Falcons are playing real well right now. I think the Falcons are going to turn it around. Because their head-to-head records makes more sense with a Falcons win, and you can make an argument with either QB. I'm going to take the Falcons in this game. So Atlanta looks good there. Broncos and Bills. I think the Broncos have a real shot to upset the Bills. I would rate this game as a little bit dangerous, just because Colorado's 38 and 83. Bills can become 8-3. Broncos can fall to 3-8. But again, you got the 74-47 date numerology as well. The Bills play the Dallas Cowboys next. Dallas Cowboys is 74, so if they lose, they're 7-4. Caller?
Exactly, and piggyback off your pick, man. Jacksonville is 52, Florida 38, 52 date numerology.
Wait. For which game are you talking about?
Falcons. Atlanta won.
Okay, how did the Jacksonville piece fit in?
Tampa Bay played at Jacksonville next. Jacksonville 52, Florida 38, 52 day numerology. Bruce Arians 52 and 37 in regular season right now.
Oh, I see. He goes in with the record perfect for Jacksonville. Got it.
Yeah, Jacksonville 52, Florida 38, and it's 52 day numerology.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, appreciate that.
Yeah, also Saints equals 37 too for Dan Quinn. That's what they play next.
Oh, to stay on the 37 losses going into the Saints game. Got it.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Yeah, good observation.
Yep.
All right, thanks, man.
I know that.
And him making that point about them playing the Saints next, what if they beat the Saints again? Because Saints equals 44 as well. Maybe they will. Maybe they're going to put it on the Saints this year. Huh. So, yeah, if they won this week and next week, he could get his 44th win over the Saints. So, yeah, great observations. That guy is becoming an MVP caller. Seems to have good instincts, too. Dan Quinn plays Saints next week. Okay. Okay, so Atlanta looks good. Again, I was saying if the Bills lose, they're 7-4, and they play the Dallas Cowboys next. Dallas Cowboys equals 74. And if they lost, they'd be 3-3 at home, and they host the Cowboys next, and Cowboys is 33. So I think there is a real shot that the Broncos upset the Bills here. My apprehensions, the 38-83 thing, big Colorado numbers. But again, I'll make a note here too. Denver, Colorado does equal 74 if the team from Denver, Colorado made the Bills 7-4 on the 74 date numerology. And also the other thing is if the Broncos win, they can get that 12th win at the Bills in Week 12. So they have a 12 too to go with it. It'd be something if the Broncos got hot and won their next two games. Because again, if they won their next two away games, they'd be 3-4 away after beating the Texans. I'm doubting that one, but it's possible. Allen for the Bills would also stay on 12 wins in Week 12 if he lost. That would give him the chance to get his 13th win against the Cowboys. Dallas 13, that's who he plays next. So, could pick up that 13th win in Week 13 over Dallas. Have to win on the road. Wait a minute. I screwed something up. With my notes. Ravens. The Ravens, so the Bills play at the Cowboys next week. So the 7-4 piece is true. They would face the Cowboys 7-4, but their home record, their next home game is the Ravens, and Ravens does have that 34 connection. So and I have no doubt Baltimore will beat them. Baltimore's the next home opponent. Okay, so I had to fix that. But that also, that's the way the NFL is too. I mean, if Allen lost this week, maybe he could surprise Dallas and beat them next week in their building. In Week 13, he plays at Dallas. That was 13. Caller?
Hey, Zach, did you say Charles Rogers died on Veterans Day?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers' middle name is Charles.
Oh, yeah. You're right about that. That's creepy.
It could be like a 163, like 38 prime the death number.
Right. He was 38 years old, too, Rogers, when he died.
So. Yeah, just something to keep in mind, but that's about it.
All right, thanks, man. See you. Yeah, you had those two deaths connected to Michigan State College as well, because you had Cassius Winston's brother get hit by the Wolverine train that weekend, and then you got the story of Charles Rogers on Veterans Day. Okay, but This is a screw up right here. Bills' next home game versus Ravens. Let me fix that. My fault. Whoops. Okay. All right, so potential upset there on the board with Denver. Remember, Denver played great last week in the first half. If they had a first half like that against the Bills would be screwed because they can't score points. So the Broncos flashed something last week, and the Bills, they've just been scooting by. Okay, Giants and Bears. Again, this game, the Giants' narrative to win is getting their 12th win at the Bears in Week 12, and it's making me hum and ha. If Jones lost, he would be 2-7 as a starter. Jones equals 27. Bears equals 27. Shermer has a chance to win because he could get his 18th win, and Bears does equal 18 in the most pure cipher. He could also get his 20th loss on the 20-date numerology. And Trubisky, though, he can get his 12th home win in the regular season and his 20th win on the 20-date numerology, plus New York Giants is 71 the 20th prime. So I'm thinking that's more likely. If the Bears win, they're also 3-3 at home. New York's 33. If the Giants lose, they're 1-5 away on the 47-date numerology, 47 the 15th prime. You could make an argument for them getting 2-4 away on the 24th of the month. Caller?
Yeah, just adding to that Bears game, Trubisky can pick up his 12th home win.
That's what I just said.
Okay, and and I was comparing that to what happened with Watson, how he picked up his home win.
Right. I really do like the QBs that can pick up the 12. So I think the Bears have the better narrative because, again, they become 3-3 at home over New York, and then they host the Cowboys next, and Cowboys is 33 as well. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking, and then the 12 to go with that 37 days left in the year, pretty good too.
Right. But that's just the one thing. The Giants do have one riddle at a 12. They can get the 12th win at the Bears. That would be the upset riddle, but usually it's the quarterback that the narrative's through. So
yeah, that's what it's seeming like. It's seeming like this week is more about the quarterback. That's what I caught.
Yeah, I hear that. All right, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, see. Okay. The Giants are 1-1 with this ref. If they lose, they're 1-2, kind of like 12. First game with this ref with the Bears. And the Giants are 4-5 at this stadium. If they lose, they're 4-6. Chicago's 46. If they won, they'd be 5-5. Chicago Bears 55. Anyway, just gonna keep an eye on the stadium. Not put much weight on it until we know more about it. Steelers and Bengals. Kayla made a really amazing observation. It is Zachary Taylor's birthday, the 12th president, on Week 12, and Zach Taylor, the coach of the Bengals, is still looking for that first win. If he did win, he would be 1-10, and president equals 110. And they'd get it against, the most historic division rival that they face. So the Zach Taylor narrative really has me scratching my head. Could this be the day that Zach Taylor, the coach, gets his first win on Zachary Taylor's birthday? And hold on, let's look at this one more time. The president. And he is the 12th president as well. He was born November 24th, 1784. So what is that? 216 years would get you to 2000. So it's his 235th birthday. Like how each leg of the Masonic compass is kicked out 23.5 degrees. Huh. Dead on 7-9 or 9-7. Murder 79, death 97. Yeah, that's really wild. What did we see about the Gematria Zachary Taylor? Isn't it 65? 65. Like how the Steelers can get to 6-5. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I came into this with the thought we had that we talked about some time back, where maybe the Bengals get their first win of the season against the New York Jets, because then they would be 1-11 and New York's 1-11. If the Bengals won this week and lost to New York next week, you could still get the 1-11 ritual. So, yeah, this Zach Taylor thing has me messed up. Rudolph, if he won, he'd get his first away win. He'd become 1-2 away in Week 12 on the day, leaving 37 days left in the year, 37 in the 12th prime. Again, if Tomlin didn't lose, he'd stay on 78 all-time losses in Week 12. 78 is the 12th triangular number. And if the Steelers did win, they would be 6-5 in Paul Brown Stadium, which equals 65. Let me see. What is it with... We were also saying how... Oh, hold on. Caller?
Hey, Zach. I didn't know if you got my notes fully on it. The year Zach Taylor, the president, was born, 1784, like how you said was 235 years ago. The coach, Zach Taylor, his birthday, May 10th, is the day leaving 235 days left in the year.
Huh. Wow.
And what I was comparing with Tomlin's record, he's currently at 130 wins, and May 10th is also the 130th day of the year.
Say that last one again.
Tomlin is on 130 wins, and May 10th is also the 130th day of the year.
Huh.
So a lot of it kind of syncs up with Tomlin's stat, and as well as the game is 138 days after the anniversary death of Taylor, and on his other all-time stats for Tomlin, he can stay on 138 wins. So.
Huh. Yeah, very good observations.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Then the other stat that he's on 71 losses, Tomlin.
Right.
He can get 72. What I was going to say was President Taylor was in office for a total of 70 weeks and 2 days, kind of like 72. And he also was a general, went by General Taylor, and that equals 72.
Huh.
So that was all I had.
All right. Yeah, you got a lot. Really great work, Kayla. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, take care. I mean, God. I just can't believe the way they script this stuff. It looks like it is a perfect riddle for him to get his first win. Unless, like, the ritual is this is his last loss as a coach before he gets a win on Zach Taylor's birthday. I mean, it could be something like that, too. Because I think one way or the other, he's either winning this week or next week against New York to do the 111 thing. It is 235 years since Zachary Taylor was born. Zach Taylor, the coach, is born May 10th, the day leaving 235 days in the year. We did see that the name Taylor equals 71 as well, though, and Tomlin could stay on 71 losses. And again, Zach Taylor's birthday is the 130th day of the year, so... One other thing I was noticing, though, about the Steelers is if they beat the Bengals and they beat the Cardinals down on the 33rd parallel, they would become 3-3 away, and then that would make them 3-3 going into the New York game, where, of course, New York and 33 connect a lot. So, man, I do see the Zach Taylor winning riddle on Zach Taylor's birthday, absolutely, but I'm still struggling with it. It's hard to have much confidence in the Bengals. Notice Pittsburgh's a 6.5-point favorite. They can improve to 6-5. Again, we even saw that the president's name, Zachary Taylor, equals 65, just like Paul Brown Stadium. So, what's up, Ron?
What's going on, Zach? Look, I hate to kind of interrupt you. I got a kind of big of a parlay on a nice amount of money on the Lakers in it. So I was wondering, did you? I didn't do no notes today. I'm sorry, man. I was at work. Did you see anything for Memphis? Because it's halftime. Lakers down 8. I'm trying to see, should I get in the hedge out?
I personally like Memphis to lose because they'll be 3-7, I believe, in the conference and at home, the Los Angeles number. Plus, they host the Clippers next.
heard that. I was just wondering, was it any way? Was it a one-way streak, or did you see anything like hidden with Memphis? Did Memphis have something in the narrative?
Hold on, I'm pulling up my notes real quick just to go back and look at everything that's there.
Okay, because it's halftime now. Lakers down 8, so I'm trying to see what should I do. I know it's a good time. I can break even right now because the line pretty much like a pick 'em.
Okay, the only thing I saw for Memphis is today has 73 date numerology, the 21st prime, and Memphis could get their 21st win at home over the Lakers.
All time.
You know what? There's one thing that's not in my notes that I could also say, just thinking about it. Tennessee does equal 52. If the Lakers lost, they'd be 5-2 away in Tennessee.
Right.
But yeah, I'm still thinking that 37 was going to play. So I mean, 8 points isn't a big deficit.
Yeah. Okay, I just wonder if you're that confident, I'll let it ride out. Because I did hear you like that, but I just didn't hear you saying anything from Memphis, and I didn't have time to read the notes. Like I'm actually driving on the way home from work now. And the other thing, I know you said you had 3 good picks. Did you get them yet? Did you?
I'm going to say what my 3 favorite are as we go through this review, and I'll make that clear also if you check out the notes tonight. I'll write in the notes which 3 games I think are the best. So.
Okay, all right, will do. I appreciate you too, man. Sorry to throw you off a little bit.
That's okay, no problem, man.
All
right, see. Okay, so yeah, if you're doing the Lakers game and you want to hedge. Again, Memphis has a chance at the 21st win, and here, I'll just plug this in here too because I didn't think of it until just now, but Tennessee does equal 52. Lakers could fall to 5-2 away, so those will be the things going against them. It's just Los Angeles and 37. I mean, that's typically the number. Yeah, and Grizzlies can fall to 3-7 at home and in the conference, so. Okay, coming back to football. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, I mean that Zach Taylor riddle, that's a deep riddle. I mean, that could be the narrative, but Dolphins and Browns, I think the Dolphins have a real shot to upset the Browns here. They are a 10.5 point underdog. If I played the Dolphins, I'd definitely take the points. The best riddle for the Browns to win is to even up the series 9-9 because Miami does equal 19. Miami equals 99. When you write out 13, it equals 99. We've been talking about all the 13 connections with the Browns in their stadium. So that's the Dolphins' narrative to lose. But Fitzpatrick, he has done well against the Browns. He could become 6-1 versus the Browns. Cleveland Browns equals 61. Ohio 61. The Dolphins could improve to 3-8. Dolphins equals 38. If they won, they'd be 2-3 away. Cleveland Browns 83, the 23rd prime. Cleveland's other narrative, actually, they have one other narrative, and that's to become 3-3 at home because Cleveland is 33. If they lose, they're 4-7 on the 47 date numerology. Ohio's 47. So if I'm playing that game, I'm taking the Dolphins with the points. They have a chance to upset there. Panthers and Saints. Again, things look pretty good for the Saints here. Panthers can get the 24th loss versus the Saints on the 24 date numerology. Panthers can get the 12th loss at the Saints in Week 12. And Allen can become 6-4 as a starter. New Orleans 64. Seems like the magic's worn off for Kyle Allen. And let's see. The Panthers play at the Falcons next week. If they lose this week and next week, they're 3-4. Falcons 34. The only thing concerning for the Saints is Drew Brees getting his 12th loss versus Carolina in Week 12, but he had the same thing going against him last week with Tampa Bay, and I faded it. I'm fading it again. So I will take the Saints here. The Raiders and the Jets, I like the Raiders to get to 7-4 on the 74 date numerology and drop the Jets to 3-8. Raiders equals 74 and 38. Always like it when a team named Gematria syncs up with both teams. It was just like the Celtics riddle last night. That's why the Celtics should lose to the Nuggets, and they did. Same type of thing. Raiders can also get that 24th win versus the Jets on the 24th. The one concern for the Raiders is they could get their 12th loss at the Jets in Week 12. So that is one little concern there. But again, Carr can get his 39th win. New York's 39. Gruden can get his 111th win all-time. New York's 111. It was pointed out by a caller that this is Gruden's 212th all-time game as well, the New York area code, so nice New York tribute. I mean, you get You get some major New York numbers there. 39, 111 in Gruden's 212th game. And it was also pointed out by another caller that the Raiders could improve to 2-3 away, kind of like 23, the 9th prime. Jets equals 9. So Jets would fall to 2-4 at home on the 24th. That's just one thing that could go for the Jets, getting to 3-3 in New York. But still, I like the Raiders numbers here. Taking those Raiders numbers. Seahawks and Eagles. Again, you have riddles going both ways in this game. So ultimately what it comes down to for me is the Eagles getting to 6-5 because Philadelphia equals 65. Again, the city was established on the day, leaving 65 days left in the year. You might recall the Eagles played the Bills on the day, leaving 65 days left in the year and beat them. So Tom Brady, when he lost in the Super Bowl, again got his 65th loss all time when he lost to Philadelphia. But yeah, you go through all these stats, it's a real teeter-totter. So that's why, to me, if I'm playing that game, I'm taking the Eagles with the 65 riddle. Just as a heads up, though, if the Eagles did lose, they would be 3-3 at home. They face New York next. New York's 33, but then again, if the Rams lose, or excuse me, if the Seahawks lose, they're 5-1 away, and their next away game's against the Rams 51. So you can make that argument either way. And okay. Caller?
Hey Zach, what's up?
What's up, man?
Have you read that Rational Wiki they put about you on there?
Yeah, it was probably written by you trolls. Yeah, I can tell that guy's a troll. Here, let me block that number real quick, just in case. It's probably not his actual number, but yeah, there's a big page that comes up if you search my name, first thing on a Google search, written by a bunch of trolls that says, "This knowledge is no good at predicting sports games." So if you believe that article, you got to be a real fucking moron like the last guy who called in. Anyway, Lions and Redskins, if the Lions win, they're 2-3-1 away. Minnesota Vikings equals 231. That's who they play at next. And recall earlier this season, the Lions fell to 2-3-1 for the season by losing to the Vikings. So I think we've already seen this pattern once, so I'm going to play it again. There's not a whole lot to go off of. Lions can get their 15th win versus the Redskins on the 47 date numerology, 47 the 15th prime. There's really not a whole lot to go off of in this game, but just because Minnesota Vikings is 231, we already saw this with the Lions this year. I think that's the best riddle on the board for this game. And again, we also talked about how the Redskins, they might very well lose all of their remaining games this year to finish 1-15. They might finish 1-15, like how the Nationals won the 115th World Series. Let's see. And somebody also called in and pointed out that, let me verify that this is true. Okay, if the Redskins lost this week, they'd be 1-10, 1-11, 1-12, 1-13. So yeah, if the Redskins lost all these games, they'd fall to 1-13 versus the Eagles. Eagles equals 1-13. So they very well could be on their way to 1-15 after the Nationals won the 115th World Series. Jaguars and Titans. To me, this game looks a little bit better for the Titans. Let's see. Foles, you can make an argument either way with Foles. Foles is unclear. Marone, there's nothing that screams out about Marone's stats. But Tannehill, he can stay on the 47 losses in Tennessee 47 on a 47-date numerology. Did I not write Tennessee equals 47? So he can stay on those 47 losses, and he can pick up his 46th win. Nissan Stadium's 46. Get it in his home building. Plus, Variable can get his 15th win. Tennessee 47, the 15th prime, and stay on 12 losses in Week 12. So looks better on the Titans side, in my opinion. I'm favoring them. Cowboys and Patriots. Again, I'd wait to hear if Tom Brady's playing or not. There's a chance he doesn't play. If the Cowboys did win, they'd be 7-4. Dallas Cowboys 74-74. Date numerology, if they did win, they'd drop the Patriots to 4-1 at home. Dallas 41. For some reason, ESPN is mixed spelling Foxborough this week, which happens to equal 41 the way they're spelling it. And let's see. My big concern with the Cowboys is Dak can get his 12th away loss. And again, week 12, Patriots equals 37, the 12th prime, 37 days left in the year. So, caller?
Yeah, at Indiana, they play Indiana next, so at Indiana equals 47, so.
Who's that?
Tannehill.
Oh, so if he won his next 2 games, he could become 47-47.
Yeah, pretty much, and he can walk in with the 47 overall. Because, like you said, piggyback off the Nissan Stadium 46, so walk in there at 46-47.
Yeah, have a chance to even it up.
Yeah, Colts equals 15 too. Go 15-12.
You're saying if Vrabel went in there with 15-12. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, Colts equals 15. That's what they play next.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
All right. Yeah,
All right.
Appreciate it, man.
No problem.
Okay, yeah, I'd wait to get more information on what's going on with Brady. And then Sunday Night Football, again, just like last week, we'll do the update before game time. Usually that's the winning piece of information. Just like last week, if the Rams were going to win on Sunday Night Football, home teams will get their 83rd win, Los Angeles Rams 83. I have a feeling we're going to be looking at one of 2 scenarios when Sunday Night Football comes around. Either home teams are going to be on 83 losses by the time Sunday Night Football rolls around, or they're already going to be on 84. It's going to be one of those 2 numbers, I suspect. If it's on 83, that's probably a good sign that the 49ers will lose to pick up the 84th home loss because Green Bay Packers is 84. If home teams are already at 84 losses, that should be a sign that the 49ers might have the game to keep home teams at 84 losses. Sunday's 84 and Green Bay Packers is 84. So that's my theory. We'll see if that's true by game time. If home teams dominated, I'm just thinking about what could happen by Monday Night Football. We saw the 83 riddle last Sunday Night Football with the Rams. It's possible that yeah, I guess there are a couple scenarios to think about, so we'll just have to wait until they get here. But if they had less losses, maybe it would set it up so that the Rams could finish the week where home teams have 83 losses. Since Rams got that 83 connection, so do Ravens. So that would be the other scenario. But we'll have to evaluate when the numbers come up. So I'm going to go back. You guys have the link to the notes. I'm going to plug in all the picks, and I'm going to mark which games I think are the very best of the week. Caller?
Brady is playing tomorrow.
Has it been confirmed?
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Okay.
Because I was just saying, it's him versus Dak Prescott. There's a lot of money on the line. Vegas gonna get their money. So it's pretty much not. But
All right. Appreciate it, man. All right, so this thing says multiple reports have surfaced saying Brady will play on Sunday. It appears the injury is not that serious. So that's the Patriots wire. What's this? Pat's doomed with Brady at QB? What is this story here from NFL.com? Former NFL player. All right, hold on. The New England Patriots are 9-1 and well on their way to an 11th consecutive postseason bid, but the defending Super Bowl champions are a quarterback away from claiming their 7th Lombardi trophy. It's widely viewed as blasphemous to take a shot at the GOAT due to a remarkable track record as the ultimate winner in the sport, but Tom Brady is more mystique than magic at this stage of his career. Let's be honest, TB12 hasn't really played like a elite quarterback since the middle of 2018, and his declining play at age 42 suggests that we will never see him perform at that level again. He might walk into the ring like Mike Tyson preparing to knock out Michael Spinks, but he's really Iron Mike facing Lennox Lewis at the end of his career. Okay, so they're just saying he's washed up. But you know what? Last year we had a hard riddle for Tom Brady to win the Super Bowl. We don't have that this year. It's not out of the question. But last year around the same time, it was the same type of things being said. So they're making it seem like the Patriots had no chance. All right, anyway, just real quick scan real fast for games. And I'm going to write up longer notes in the description. To me, the Falcons look good. Broncos are a potential upset here if you're looking for upset plays. And again, for me, with underdogs, I'm taking the points all day. Giants and Bears. Giants do have a potential upset narrative, but I'm going with the Bears because Trubisky can get those 12s. I'm looking for the quarterbacks who can pick up the 12s. Trubisky's got that. Steelers and Bengals, I don't know if I'm going to mess with it. The Zach Taylor thing has me... The Zach Taylor thing has me really scratching my head. Again, if you got here late, it's the real Zachary Taylor president's birthday tomorrow. He was the 12th president. It's week 12. The coach of the Bengals is looking for his first win. If he did win, he'd be 1-10. President equals 110. So I think that's going to keep me off the game. Because I was feeling the Steelers before that, but now seeing them, I'm like, maybe that is what's going on. Dolphins and Browns. Dolphins, big dogs here. They have a real potential upset. They'd be a great parlay multiplier. Again, if Dolphins win, they're 6-1 with Fitzpatrick. Cleveland Browns 61, Ohio 61. But if I'm just playing conservatively, I'm taking the Dolphins with the points. Panthers and Saints. The Saints look good to go against the Panthers. Raiders and Jets. I like the Raiders. I like the Raiders riddle. Raiders get to 7-4. Jets fall to 3-8. Raiders 74-38. 74 date numerology. Carr and Gruden got nice riddles to win. Again, only concern there is the Raiders could get that 12th loss at the Jets in Week 12. Seahawks and Eagles, very tight game. Definitely not the safest game of the week, but if I'm playing it, I'm taking the Eagles because of the 65 thing. Philadelphia 65, that plays a lot. Philadelphia can get to 6-5, big win. Lions, I'm going to take them to get to 2-3-1 away. Minnesota Vikings 2-31. That's who they play away next. Earlier this year, the Lions fell to 2-3-1 for the season when they lost to the Vikings. Jaguars and Titans, another tight one, but again, the reason it's tight is just because you can make sense of Foles and Marrone with a win or a loss. But when you look at the Titans side, it looks like the Titans are good for a W. So I'm leaning that way. Titans, the Titans just had a good riddle to beat the Chiefs a couple weeks ago, and they did. I doubted it, even though the numbers all said the Titans would win that game, and they did. So Titans, they might be turning a corner. Cowboys and Patriots, with Brady in there, man. Cowboys still got a narrative, but again, Dak getting that 12th away loss, Week 12, Patriots 37, 12th prime, 37 days left in the year. I mean, that looks like the most incriminating thing on the board out of everything we're looking at. This game is 113 days after Brady's birthday, and Dallas is 1-1-3. So I might be inclined to just leave this game alone, honestly. But yeah, it's hard for me to take the Cowboys with what Dak's facing right here. So I'm going to look more at these. When I post the notes, again, be sure to read the notes when I'm done. Because I'll look at a few more things and just think about things. And I might come up with something. But right now, I'm having trouble looking past this right here. And then Packers and 49ers, again, I will update as soon as the games are over, the earlier games, to see if we can get one of those great numbers that gives us a clear indicator for Sunday Night Football. And then Monday Night Football, I think the same thing. By the conclusion of the Sunday games, we should get a nice big clue. So I will be updating all of these things where the picks are, because right now they're blank, but I'll write my blurb for which team I like, why I like it, what my concern is about the game, and I'll make a note about, this is a game I really like this week. And that'll only be next to maybe 3 or 4 games. So, but you'll know what my favorites are because that statement will be in there. So, again, these notes are on the wall. So, let me check in with the chat real quick. Was it Ryan Fitzpatrick's birthday tomorrow? I didn't notice. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Oh, yeah, it is his birthday. Is that in my notes? I didn't notice it said it was Ryan Fitzpatrick's birthday. What did I have written there? Oh, it is written on that. So, yeah, it is on Fitzpatrick's birthday. And, again, he has a nice riddle to beat the Browns. He does. So, interesting. Yeah, good catch, Martin. Well, Marty, Cowboys aren't playing a conference game, though, because they're playing the opposite conference. They're playing the AFC. Cowboys are in the NFC. So, just remember, you guys, just because it's somebody's birthday doesn't mean they're going to win. Plenty of people lose on their birthday, but Fitzpatrick still has a nice riddle. Here, let me double check what Marty's saying about the Cowboys conference record, just in case. Where's the NFC? Okay. Yeah, so Marty, they can't get to 6-3 because they're playing the AFC. That would have been a good thought, but Packers are 3-1 in primetime games this year. There's a stat from Martin. So Green Bay's 41, and they can become 4-1 away as well. That's a good one. Oh, it's Fitzpatrick's 37th birthday on the day, leaving 37 days left in the year. Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's true. Okay. 37th birthday, okay. The Dolphins would get their 12th win all time against the Browns if they did 37 the 12th prime. So that could be the birthday present. Caller?
Also, Aaron Rodgers is 7-3 after bye weeks, so he could become 7-4 on the date numerology, or he could become 8-3 in football equals 8-3. So, yeah.
Okay, tricky one. All right, appreciate that.
All right,
thanks, man. All right, here, let's check out the Packers 2019 schedule real quick. I just want to verify what Martin said. I know their first game of the season was prime. This one's not going to do it. This one should show it. All right, so prime time, they beat the Bears to open the season. Actually, that doesn't show it. I was thinking it would show times. All right, let's see if I can remember what their primetime games were. Was this primetime Eagles-Packers? I can't remember. Or, here, I can just use my... Here's how we can do it. My thing shows. Okay. So, Thursday Night Football... Thursday Night Football versus the Eagles. All right, they lost that game. 61 points, big Philadelphia number. Lions, week 6. They must have won that one. So 2-1. And then at the Chiefs, yeah, they won that one. So, yeah, 3-1 right now on primetime. Yeah, that's a great stat. Oh, this must have got flexed to primetime because at the beginning of the season, it wasn't listed as a primetime game. All right, let me add that in here, though. Okay. Packers are 3-1 on primetime. Green Bay equals 41. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, you listed that. Okay, yeah, I got you though, Martin. You're right. again, for Sunday Night Football, I would encourage you guys to wait until the earlier games are over because, again, we are often getting really good numbers from the count of the season home team records. So... All right, here, I'll throw this in here. Martin's got a good little piece of information for... All right, I'll read over this later. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, you guys, is I'm going to go back and I'm going to update all the picks and my little blurb for each game. And I will, again, state which games I think are the very best games of the week. Caller?
Hey, can you also rattle up the overall records between home and away teams?
Yeah, it's up here. It's up at the very top of the page in the Decode.
Oh, all right.
You just have to add in. All you have to add in right now is I'll just get rid of this piece because it doesn't matter anymore. Because the Texans won, home teams going into Sunday are now 84-78 for the season. And remember, Sunday equals 84 and 78, and 78 is the 12th triangular number. So. But as of right now, home teams are 84, 78, and 1 for the entire season.
Okay, so I'm trying to think, is there like a 90, don't Green Bay or Packers, something like that, equals 94 or something? Like, how many games played today on Sunday?
Hold on, I think there's 14 games this week. Yeah, there's 14 games this week, so that means that there's one on Thursday, one on Monday, so there's 12 games Sunday.
Okay, because I remember doing the Lions Monday night game. You remember it was like 41, something like that, 41-50, or something like that, because Pittsburgh got the 50th road win, I believe, against the Chargers, and Green Bay got the 41st win on Monday night against Detroit.
Sure.
So.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's just like last week. Last week on Sunday Night Football, Los Angeles Rams 83. They got the 83rd home win of the season. So.
All right.
Yeah. But I'll be sure to update that too as soon as all the earlier games are over prior to Sunday Night Football. So just keep this post bookmarked, and I will put that update in there as soon as it's ready.
Yeah, I actually prefer looking at that compared to the records on Sunday Night Football because that fell against the Patriots and the Ravens, I believe. Because New England would have won, they would come 4-5 on Sunday night, I believe. And I think that failed because the Ravens ended up winning that game.
Yeah, I think you are right about that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you, man. All right. Appreciate it.
All
right. Take care. Okay. So I will be updating this right now. We'll end the live stream, and you guys should all have this document. I mean, I just posted it right before the live stream. So give me 15, 20 minutes. I should have it all the way done and updated. Half hour at the most. All right, looks like Hutch has got some good tips. All right, you guys, keep it up. Be back with the next live stream Monday. Again, close to 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 Eastern. Until next time, True Seeker.